Good morning, Daybreak watchers. We're going to get going in about 40 seconds here.
By a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Finding support for my child with ADHD felt overwhelming. I didn't know which direction to take, but Understood.org's resources helped guide me. Now I have the tools I need to keep us moving forward. Visit u.org/.
Good morning!
Morning! Good morning!
Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is where Wisconsin wakes up. It's Daybreak with Brian Noonan and Jamie Martinson. Here are your hosts, Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is 6 minutes after 6 on a Friday morning as we get ready for another weekend. You're listening to the Civic Media Network. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And I'm Brian Noonan. Glad you are here. Welcome to a special edition of Where in the World is Jamie Martinson? Your voice sounds very deep with the very Brenda Vaccaro-y with this microphone. Yes, you're in a blurred bunker somewhere.
I am. I'm in a motel. Nobody needs to see the background of the motel. We are in Iowa City, Iowa. We unfortunately have a funeral to go to later today in the vicinity. So we made our way down here. We got here about 10:30, quarter to 11 last night. Okay. Then made sure that, everything was working properly. Turns out that when you tell your husband to bring all portions of a microphone, you should double check his work because he brought the microphone. He did not bring the stand. So that's the other reason I have things blurred, because nobody needs to see this janky little operation that we have set up here. So we're staying at a stay bridge. And if you've ever been at a stay bridge, you know that that's essentially like having a little apartment. And so we went to the kitchen. We utilized the utensils cup, and then we put a paper towel in it to hold the microphone. Now, It's all good if I don't move.
Yeah, you're like MacGyver.
We are.
Frank, you're a husband. How long do you think Jamie's husband is going to have this hanging over his head? I'm going to say till he's 6 feet under dirt.
Yeah, I don't know how Jamie likes to do things in their household, but I'm sure it'll just be a very subtle.
Oh, yeah,
you'll remember to do that just like you remembered.
Yeah.
Yes. Subtle digs in that Midwest nice kind of passive-aggressive move.
In Jamie's special way, yes.
Like if he ever says to her, Jamie, don't forget, like the microphone stand?
Yes, that's right.
But it's never gonna end. It's just gonna keep going. There's no end date on this.
Of course. Hopefully we live very long, productive lives, and when I'm like 92, I'm still reminding him of the mic stand moment. So I'm hoping that's how it goes. But no, we made it work. So just guys, remind me not to move too much this morning, okay?
Can I also, before we get into our big question, do you believe in jinxes at 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842? Frank, your partner in producing, Parker is a technical producer. Frank is the
look at how
producer.
Handsome.
What is going on with our little Parker?
Guy?
He is, oh my gosh. Parker, you look 4 years younger, which makes you almost illegal to be working. That's amazing. Yeah. Haircut and a shave. The beard is gone.
What prompted it?
I had been thinking about not quite getting rid of it, but I'd been thinking about it for a while. I was like, we're getting a little mountain man-ish. So we decided,
you can trim those up, right? You know that if you don't want to get rid of the whole thing.
I know, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Looking back, I should have kept more than I did. Right now, I think it's like 1/8 of an inch that I've got.
It'll grow.
Yeah, it'll grow back, but I don't know.
Well, you look super handsome.
Parker knows that we're coming in next week. And we're hitting town.
He wanted to get specially.
So he wanted to be all cleaned up.
You've seen
Is that right? Okay,
I think
Parker.
so.
Well,
through my guys.
Wow, that's very nice that you would do that. You'd go to that effort for Frank and me.
Well, I mean, got to treat you guys right.
I get it. Well, since we're
Wow.
going to be your mentors.
Yes, that's right.
It's true. You're going to be in the workplace. Yeah.
I gotta be his
Remote
wingman.
working.
I'll go up to all the ladies, be like, "You see that clean-shaven young man over there?
Look at that young man. Doesn't he look well kept and
Go up to him and tell him that you love watching D3 football, and he's yours."
That'll get me talking. Frank,
Who-
you don't know. That'll get me
who
going.
is the allegedly really bad defensive back that's coming to Whitewater this year?
Deep
cut
into that.
Deep cut.
That could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
All right. Now we got to get to this jinxes and superstitions because Frank, I know this was very exciting for you. Probably not so much for Jamie and Parker, but Caleb Williams, the Iceman, QB1 for your Chicago Bears,
King of the North.
is of King of the North. That's right. Kings of the North, the Chicago Bears. Parker, you want to repeat that? I don't think I heard myself.
No,
Say
I
it.
think you're fine.
Say it, Parker.
You won one time.
Who is the reigning?
Twice. They
Twice.
won
Yes.
twice, sir.
Well,
won twice.
okay.
I'll,
won the
I'll give
division.
him that. Yeah,
We're the
Division
reigning
one.
divisional champions.
that's right.
Whatever.
Is it?
And the
Anyway,
playoff
Caleb
game.
Williams is going to be on the cover of Madden. What is it? Madden 2026?
27.
27.
Close a
They're
year
always
ahead.
ahead. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Madden. I've never played Madden.
You've never played Madden? Not once?
Never
Not
once.
even here, sir. Here's a controller.
Never once means never once, Frank.
All right.
I did not study.
Wow.
I have no, I don't, I've never, boys, I came up before video games.
You had
Just not a
like,
thing then
Pong.
I
for
had
you, right?
Pong and I had Atari.
Pong.
Did have Pong. And I was
All right.
wicked good at Pong, y'all.
Did you have any of those? Wicked good. Did you have any of those like handheld ones? Because we had like a handheld football game that was like maybe.
I had
Oh,
that,
yeah.
but it was
That
just
one's
the
great.
it was just the dashes. It
Yeah,
was
just
Yeah.
the little
green-
lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I had that. But
Yeah.
I like this all. Here's the thing. I played Guitar Hero twice.
Great
I
game.
tried to play Call of Duty once. It didn't come with any instructions, and I didn't know how. And I went next door and asked my neighbor's kid. I go, "How do I do it?" He goes, "You just do it." And I'm like, "No, okay, that's good." I was dead within the first 6 seconds. It looked cool, and I wanted to play because they had got me a controller shaped like a handgun, so I wanted to be able to play.
That sounds very exciting.
It was, but I couldn't do it. And I didn't have anybody in the house who could teach me. See,
Sure.
Molly didn't do video games either.
We did. My boys were Madden fans,
Okay.
especially my older one. So for the longest time, we had until he could start paying for things himself and working. We had probably had every version of Madden from the time he was about 6 or 7 until he was about 16. Then I think he went to, and then he went to online. And then he purchases the online Madden subscription every year because he has a super duper gaming computer, so it can handle it. He doesn't need the actual
that'll do
video
it.
game system. And then he also has Xbox controllers that he can use with his computerized gaming system. So
No, I'm not a
Madden
computer guy. Is that a technical term, Jamie? Super duper gaming computer? Is
Yes,
that like a-
it's one of those that all of the graphics are completely set up just for fast-paced
Oh, okay.
gaming.
Oh,
And
really?
it's where,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, like he's serious about it. But then he also uses that same computer because he's a videographer, so he
Sure,
uses that
yeah,
same
yeah.
computer then for editing and things like that. So he needs one of those big graphics cards that can handle things, can work really fast, and then it's got and then he got one and he got as much memory as he could in it, and then he went out and he added more to it. So it's all decked out for any gaming, or he says it's for work and for video. No, that's not
course,
what it
yeah.
is. It's
Well, that's
it's
how the-
totally for gaming.
video games.
Totally
That's
for
what you tell
gaming.
the IRS when you're writing
That's
it off.
right. That's right.
Frank, are you nervous that Caleb, because this is a curse, the Madden curse?
There's a curse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the Madden curse. Yeah, I'm nervous. We finally got one good season.
Are you worried about that,
I-
him being on the cover of Madden, or that the Bears are going to actually be playing in a parking lot? We don't know
That
what
the Bears
parking
are,
lot.
I think the Bears are going to be playing in a parking lot.
Maybe that's their curse this year.
I think it
maybe
is the
that's
curse.
the
Maybe
curse.
that could
It
be
is.
the curse.
And you know what? They
Jamie's
deserve
right.
it. This whole thing has been such a clown show.
Well, why is it being so mishandled?
Because it's the Bears. Everything's mishandled with the Bears.
The McCaskies have no money.
But
None.
It also has to involve officials from the state and from the city, and it doesn't feel like anybody knows how to handle the Bears' home situation right now.
That's because
it's very
taxpayers have been burned on using public money for stadiums in the past, and they're just nobody is in a financial position as a human to say, "Oh yeah, I want." Even if I'm a huge Bears fan, I need to put more of my tax money into a team that rakes in millions and millions of dollars.
And their lease at Soldier Field, I believe, is until 2032.
Yeah.
So they still owe a bunch of money.
Oh, so they owe a bunch of money. Okay.
Yeah, they owe a bunch of money. They want taxpayer funds to pay for the stadium. They went out and here's my favorite part is when they went out and did Arlington Heights, which has just been sitting there for how many years now.
Yeah.
And then they had Congress look at it, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't even go and check the traffic pattern yet and have that assessed. We're not even going to touch this until you do that."
Because there's no chance. The way it's laid out now, there's no chance you could have a giant stadium there. It was bad enough with a racetrack with traffic. It's just a 4-lane road outside of the site.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are they still looking? This is why I defer to the two of you being Bears fans and in Illinois. So then are they still looking at Hammond and Gary as the potential Indiana?
They're not looking at
as the
Gary.
potential
No,
site?
Gary is not on the table.
Sure they are.
Shut up, Jamie. They're not looking at Gary. They're looking at Hammond. It smells slightly less bad.
I hear there's a Paducah, Kentucky contingent that is trying to get everybody
The
involved.
Paducah Bears. That'd be
Paducah
awesome.
Bears.
Chicago Bears via Paducah.
So now has any Packer been on Madden, and did the curse come to fruition?
I can't remember all the covers. You guys would know better
That's
than
a good question.
I am here to ask good questions.
Because Rodgers was on the cover as a Packer a few different times, right?
I think the most recent time he was on there, it was as like the deluxe edition or something when there were like 3 different covers, so he was only on one of them.
Oh, so the jinx doesn't matter then?
Possibly. I think.
Okay. It's like a 3-way jinx, and then it just evens itself out.
Hold on now.
We found the loophole.
Hold on.
Okay, what? Did you find some evidence?
Brett Favre
Oh,
was on the cover
Yeah.
okay.
in 2009.
Okay.
What year did he leave? Was it that next year?
Was it that? It was that off season, wasn't it?
If
memory serves right?
So.
Okay,
It was
so
around that time.
okay.
Little something there.
So if we're going to talk about the Bears, can we also, as Packers fans, Parker and I mentioned that Christian Watson got signed to a 4-year deal yesterday, $110.5 million. It's a $31 million signing bonus, and that comes on the heels after they signed Jaden Reed to a 3-year deal before the draft to $50.25 million. And obviously, we'll see how the money breaks down.
Nice work if you can get it. Holy
yes,
cow.
and the Packers are always seem like exorbitant amounts of money because the NFL. But the Packers are always really good about spreading that out and doing signing bonuses so it doesn't actually affect the cap as much as it would for other teams. Russ Ball is like the financial guru over at Lombardi Avenue, and he's kind of a genius at this contract thing. So it's going to be interesting to see the breakdown of it because people freaked out about Jaden Reed. Turned out it wasn't as big of a cap hit as the initial numbers looked. So we'll see. We'll see what Christian Watson's are. But he's sticking around. That's good news.
That's good news. Frank, we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll knock on wood. We'll throw salt over our shoulder. We won't break
Hopefully
any
he'll have a home.
mirrors.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. Anyway.
Hold on, Frank. Is this the new...
You're going to Gary, Indiana, boys. I couldn't believe on the Madden cover that it was the Chicago skyline.
They already have the Gary Railcats minor league baseball team.
All right.
They can play right there. All right, we got to go. You want to adopt a cow? It's Daybreak on Civic Media Network.
There you go, boys.
Happy Friday, Alicia. Thank
Hi,
you for
Alicia.
listening today.
Frank, this is not looking good, buddy. Oh, Frank, I got to ask you, because as I fell into bed last night, I happened to turn on the NFL or NHL final just as this crazy, with 3 minutes left, the crazy goal that they took to review. Was it goalie interference? Was it a goal? Was it about to be whistled dead? Had it been whistled dead? What did you?
I am gonna have to watch it. I was at my sister's last night, and she did not have the game on, so of course I missed an overtime.
It was the turning point. I don't know how the game ended because I fell asleep
4-3.
immediately.
Carolina won.
Canes.
Carolina came back because because didn't Vegas score
They
3?
were up 2-0.
No, but
I think.
didn't Vegas score right at the end of regulation, like with a minute something left?
I don't remember.
To tie it?
It was 3-3, I think.
It was 3-3 at the end of regulation.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, I think Vegas did score.
Yeah, it was right at the end because it looked like Carolina had it because after that crazy controversial call, Carolina scored pretty quick.
Also, I want to address this.
Yeah.
He hit a walk-off, too.
He hit a walk-off last night, Roger. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
We can bash him when appropriate.
These are the rules now.
That specifically is worth bashing. However, he was,
Agreed.
contrary to what I usually say, he was a net positive for the Cubs last night.
He did get a walk-off hit.
Wow.
Yes. I also think that he had 2 homers
Vegas,
last night.
agreed.
Net positive.
He was a net positive last night.
That's very guy who hosts a sports show.
Our
Stats
suave
guy.
numbers guy over here.
Yeah. Look at him. Hello, ladies. Have I ever told you that I can be a net positive in your life? Swoon.
Wow, that makes me sound awesome.
Swoon.
10 seconds till we're back.
Across the state of Wisconsin, Daybreak with Brian and Jamie is back.
6:22 right now. We hope that you are having a great start to your Friday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And good morning, I'm Brian Noonan. If you want to get involved with the program today, 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. People talk about adopting dogs, cats, perhaps a ferret. What about adopting a cow? Now, Adopt a Cow is a legit program, and before you start getting wild ideas. I wonder if my apartment complex would allow that. No, it's over 50 pounds. You can't adopt a cow. But Wisconsin dairy farms are helping students learn where their food comes from through the program Adopt a Cow. It allows participants to follow a calf's growth and development throughout the school year. So more than 56% of participants come from urban areas, and all they know about cows is driving past them on the interstate and go moo every time you see it. My wife, who's well past grade school age, still moos every time she sees a cow.
Well, that's because she's a great person. I love that she still does that.
No, she still does it, and I wonder if they hear her. I wonder if they're like, "Why? Who's taking you away from us?" But she zips by without anything to worry about. So students, classrooms, homeschool groups, daycare centers, nursing homes, adult education programs can all participate. Each group is assigned a calf and receive monthly photos. It's like those old Sally Struthers commercials.
I love this.
For $40, you can adopt a calf.
Except it's free.
Covered in flies, and it's just like the kids that used to use as props on those commercials.
Yes, absolutely. There's a website that you can go to do this if you're interested in doing it. It's discoverdairy.com/adopt. I'm over there right now because I'm adopting a cow.
I was going to say, can we adopt one for the show? Can we have a Daybreak?
I'm doing it right now. I'm filling out the forms and everything right now.
Daisy the Daybreak Dairy Cow.
I'm by the end of this segment, I'm really hoping to know who my cow is and I have a name because that would be really, really awesome.
All right.
But what I love is that this will include operations. The farms participating in this include operations in Eau Claire, Watertown, Kewanee, and also Lancaster. So it really is an opportunity for kiddos to see how farms work and to really understand that, it takes effort to raise these cows in
Yes.
order to get them to produce milk. And by the way, how did we not know yesterday was National Cheese Day? We live in the dairy state. How
I
did
didn't
I
learn
not
it
know
till
this?
later. That was
I know.
Parker.
I know. I feel
Parker,
like that is
found
a
out
huge
now.
I'm
admission.
going to blame Frank. He's the executive producer. That's something. That's something Frank should have on the top of the rundown. Hey, today's cheese day. Get all bound up.
That's right. That's right. But this is also one of those programs that essentially teaches students that there are a lot of careers throughout the entire country and specifically in Wisconsin that relate to agriculture, not just farming, but also veterinary medicine, nutrition, herd management, and other businesses around agriculture. But and if you don't know, 120,000 jobs statewide basically are because of the dairy industry in Wisconsin, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, and the fact that it is such a big part of who we are as a culture and as a state. And I'm still adopting my cow over here, so I'll let you talk while I fill some forms.
Okay, no, that would be fine. I think this is a great idea, especially for kids in urban areas. Of course, my mind goes in bad places all the time. I'm like, I'm glad this is not a beef ranch because this dairy cows. I'm guessing they have a happy ending. I go to the state fair and the dairy cows all seem very happy because they're just eating hay and bloated and they just get milked all the time. So, but it'd be interesting to also teach kids the other, that hey, these are other animals and. This is part of the life cycle, and it's part of it's also part. I've always wondered how kids who are in 4-H and they raise hogs or cow, beef cattle, and it's like, boy, you put all this in, and I guess I come from a pet perspective, and it would be hard for me not to have emotional attachments to these animals that I'm raising, knowing that in the end they're going to take my prize-winning hog and make bacon out of him.
Yes,
and that I know that's a farm thing, and it's a different mentality. And I'm not saying it's not wrong. It's just coming from the city. I mean, I know where my meat comes from. I just haven't raised it. So that was always my how do you guys do this?
And it's interesting because I did grow up in 4-H with friends who raised livestock for those specific purposes. And because they were so used to it, there was always that moment of, especially when they showed them, because they got very attached to them because you'd have to work with them, brush them. Yeah. There was always that moment for them that they were like, it's really hard, and they would be upset for a day or so. But then they also realized that it was part of just the culture that they grew up in. Yeah. And they essentially, I don't want to say got over it because it is still a living creature, but at the same time they were like, well, it is what it is. This is what we do, and this is what our family does, and this brought our family. Yep, exactly. So they just, they went about their business and they did what they needed to do. Yeah. I'm still filling out my form here. It is a lengthy form, by the way.
I was going to say this seems like something perhaps an off the air experience, but.
I just got to the end.
But where do you fit in? You're not a student. You're not a classroom. You're not a homeschool group.
I put it as a business. I put it as a business that we were interested in this, and so I am still working on.
But then I want to go meet the cow that we adopted, and I want to put the Daybreak brand on it. Can you brand a dairy cow?
I don't think they probably want us to brand the dairy cow.
Listen, if we're sponsoring it. I want it to be like NASCAR. I want our cow to be completely covered in stickers and
all
branding.
Of it, right? Yes.
And I want to find out what can I feed this cow naturally, of course, to help it produce the most. I want our cow to be the biggest milk producer on the farm. I want people to go, man, that Daybreak cow can really give it to it.
All right. I was just enrolled in the Adopt a Cow program, people.
All right. Congratulations. You did just in time for us to say, hey, here's some stupid news. How do you feel about some governors rebranding Pride Month?
Oh, my God.
That's right. We'll talk about it next on Daybreak. I'm Brian Noonan. She's Jamie Martinson. This is the Civic Media Network.
All right.
Now, did I get an email that tells me the name of my cow yet?
I don't know. They tell you which one?
Yeah.
Do they tell you where it is? Can we go find it?
I don't know. That's what I'm hoping. Ooh, there it is. Okay.
Should we
All
just be
right.
asking every cow we see? Hey, are you the?
All right.
Are you my cow?
Are you my cow? Are you my Parker? That's another line for you.
Oh.
You go to the bars.
Oh no, I don't think they'll.
Oh,
like
so
that.
I'm in. Okay, this is important information. We can come back with this. So I'm enrolled in the program, and I will get all of my information about my cow starting September 22nd.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
Wow,
all
so
right,
it takes a couple months here.
it does.
We got time to make this cow some custom-made Daybreak T-shirts.
Ooh, in the meantime, I
a
have fun
hat.
graphics that I can use and share about adopting a cow in a Google Drive.
Very nice.
Do you want me to forward this to you, Parker? Can we throw up one of these on the screen?
Yeah, we got to.
Please.
Okay. All right. Let me see.
It's
if
Friday
I can...
hijinks on Daybreak.
That's true.
We like
me see.
hijinks.
Okay, I'm gonna copy if I can. Oh, jeez, I don't have a mouse pad under this mouse either. This is like wayward efforts today.
Do you have a clock with seconds?
I do not.
No. Okay.
All right,
I can hear. I hear it start. So
Okay.
I'm like a dog, a Pavlov's dog. I hear it. Yeah. I'll just start talking. Okay. Here we are. I'm going to put it in the Daybreak chat, which I've now muted, so it's all the way down to the bottom for me. That's fun. All right, there you go. Pick a fun graphic.
nice. This will be fun.
Oh boy, whoa, we got a lot of options here.
Yeah, you do have a lot of options. I didn't open
Holy
any of them, so pick whatever one looks best for the screen.
Oh wait. Oh okay.
Adopted a cow.
How about the one in Spanish, all the way down number 12?
Number 12. there's a
Adopte
lot.
una vaca
It's-
este año.
Every couple of them are in Spanish.
Well, we're including all students in this. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pick my favorite cow.
Okay, pick your favorite cow. I don't know who my cow is yet. I won't know until September.
87's getting a lot of play on this. Maybe they just used the one picture. We adopted a cow this school year. No, not school.
They have like homeschool groups, military groups. I just
Yeah,
went with
I
the
know.
business. Yeah, so
6607 is a good-looking cow in
I
Spanish.
don't know.
I think I'm
I'm very
going with
excited
87.
to see.
Or
87?
Excited to see.
87 or 6607.
87's cute. I kind of like the weirdness. I like the crazy eyes on 1295. Looks like it's a little bit like don't you touch my teats.
I know that the one on the right is its tag, but it really looks like another eye.
Yes, it does. It looks like it's like got a third eye, or it lost an eye. Like there's a big shadow over its regular eye, and they just
no
moved
fight.
it. They give us like a fake eye, or a ring cam attached to his ear.
Here we go. We went with 6607.
6607.
Look at the little cow. He's adorable.
It is. This is a dumb question. How old do they have to be before they start producing milk?
That's not a dumb question. I think that's actually a great question. I have no idea.
I am all about ag. Wow. Can we make it a visor or something?
Oh.
Maybe.
A big Daybreak, like a hat for a cow-sized hat. I bet if we talked to some people at the fair, they'd tell us how to get a.
Probably.
There's probably a website, an Etsy shop
probably.
that'll make cow outfits.
Probably. Of course there is.
Listen, I want to dress my cow up like a dandy.
You can do anything on Etsy.
A cow
That's
has
an
to be
adorable
pregnant.
little cow.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Okay.
That's what this I had no
Really?
idea.
Okay.
God, that's wow.
Look at
Not a
that
guess.
little face. I love baby cows.
Oh, we got 30. We're okay.
I always am amazed, like at the fair when I interview those people or just walking through the pavilion, how big they get.
Yes. Oh, some of them
They're
are massive.
huge.
We have got about 10 seconds till we're back.
All facts, no fiction. It's Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Civic Media Network, 635 right now. And if you're listening in Madison on WMDX or in Wausau on WXCO, La Crosse on WLCX, thank you so much for having us on this Friday. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And good morning, I'm Brian Noonan. We have very exciting news. Jamie's a new mom.
I am a new mom. I'm so excited. If you're on the stream watching this morning, you can see a photo because we adopted a cow this year through this Discover Dairy program that we were talking about last segment. And here's the thing. I've got the email in my inbox right now. It turns out that we will not start getting information about the cow we adopted until September 22nd. So I've got to wait a little bit.
Save the date.
That's
Frank,
right.
I hope Frank is putting on, yes, a baby shower. We want to have, well, we don't have to have a gender release party.
We
because
don't.
We know all cows are, all dairy cows are female. But
Yes.
we could still have one and just have it like come out brown or white or black and white because we don't know what dairy cow we're getting.
And I'm excited to find out the name and to learn more about this cow that we adopted. But yes, so we have officially here on Daybreak adopted a cow. I'm so excited to get more details over the next few months. But September 22nd, I'll have that on my calendar.
We don't do a show from our adopted baby cow's home. we're
Dear
not good adoptive.
duty.
We're not good adoptive parents. That's
we
all
are
I'm
not.
saying.
We are not. And I do want to remind everybody, if you want to sign up for this program and you don't want to wait until September to see how raising a cow and agriculture works, remember those Wisconsin dairy breakfasts kick off this weekend. And if you want to see what breakfasts are closest to you in your county or your neighboring counties, just go to wisconsindairy.org. They've got an entire list over there when you do a little searching, little clicking, and you can find all of them by dates, where they're located. They've got the address, where to park, everything. It's a very nicely laid out website. So again, that is wisconsindairy.org if you want to see where all of those dairy breakfasts are. I mean, waiting till September is awesome, and I'm so excited to do so. But if you can get out to a farm now and eat some good breakfast at the same time and support our local dairy farmers and see how it operates, I think that's a win-win situation. Honestly.
Yeah, and ask around. Maybe our cow's out there already. We don't know sizes yet, so don't send gifts. You can send us one for Cows Are Us, and then we'll buy the cow whatever it needs once we get sizes, because I don't think 2T is going to fit.
No, I don't. No, that would fit like an ear. I think that's about how that would happen.
Well, I'm glad we have some good news because now, Republicans on some level, and this issue falls heavily on Republicans, but this is Republican governors who are now deciding, June is Pride Month. Mm-hmm. And if you're not in the LGBTQ plus community, you should appreciate everybody's right to do and live how they want. You can never fully understand what it's like to be a member of that community unless you're a member of that community. Just like I'm not black, so I can't understand fully what it's like to be a black American. But I can appreciate Black History Month. I can celebrate and appreciate why Juneteenth is a thing and Martin Luther King. All those things, you can appreciate it. But now several Republican governors have decided to turn June to Nuclear Family Month, Strong Families Month, or Fidelity Month, creating alternative observances during Pride Month. Governors in Indiana, which does not surprise me, that's another reason we don't want the Bears to go there, and Tennessee proclaimed it Nuclear Family Month, while Alabama designed Strong Families Month, and Utah and Arkansas proclaimed Fidelity Month, emphasizing family, faith, and traditional values. And I'm wondering if you are in the LGBTQ plus community and you are married, how this makes you feel, because from reports I've read, there's less divorce than there is in the straight community. Marriages last a longer time. Mm-hmm. And even if they don't, what are you afraid of? Why does it bother you? Why is it any of your business?
It's nobody's business, not to mention the fact that one of the things that I think is ironic about this is that there's a lot of folks in the LGBTQ community that are strong families.
Yes.
That right. They do have a nuclear family. The kids are very well adjusted. They're happy. They live as families. They work as families. They operate as already this nuclear unit. So really, aren't you just also including them in this overarching month that you're trying to celebrate while you try to exclude Pride Month? I mean, it really doesn't make any sense.
It's not the way God intended it, Jamie. It's not. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. It's the dumbest arguments. It's the same people who are like, why isn't there a white History Month? I don't know, because we pretty much have run the show since it started. We were not an oppressed group like Black Americans, like gay and lesbians. We didn't have to hide who we were for our entire life until the Supreme Court finally decided in 2015 that we could get married to the people we loved. I'm not gay. I don't care if somebody gets married. Listen, if you want to subject yourself to the horrors of marriage like straight people, God bless you. Good luck. I don't care. You know what? It doesn't affect me in the least. I have friends who are gay. Some are in relationships. One is married. Some are single. Just like my non-gay friends. Who cares? Right. Because I only use those labels for this example, not for like.
Right.
I don't introduce it. Hey, this is my gay friend.
What I find fascinating about this is that these states are taking it even further than that, though, because there's been legislation, there's been resolutions that have been promoted in some of these states for Family Month or Fidelity Month, and it's all in Republican-led states. And by the way, Pride Month has been a thing. It's been observed nationally since the 1970s. So this isn't a new concept. This isn't anything new. And is it because the celebrations keep getting bigger that they're offended?
I think it stirs something in some people that they don't want stirred, to be honest with you. And that I'm not joking. And to see, because you can't, if you've ever been to a Pride parade, and I'm old enough to remember when it was Gay Pride. It was called the Gay Pride Parade. Mm-hmm. Now it's the Pride Parade. If you've never been to one, it's outrageously fun. It is the closest thing you can get to Mardi Gras or Brazil, like a parade in Rio, that you can get. People are having fun. And
they are having a great time. There's love. There's it feels
there's acceptance
it's acceptance, inclusivity, and you don't have to feel weird about who you are at those events. And is that what it is? Do they feel out of place when these things are celebrated? Because
I think so.
These organizers in all of these states where there's alternative months that the GOP wants to celebrate, they're not backing down. They're not changing their celebrations because these particular Republican-led states want to whitewash, essentially, and the observance of Pride Month. They're going to hold their celebrations. They still are inviting everybody. They're asking people to please come to find out what our community is all about. And they've actually been able to open it up to more people because of what's happening in these particular states. So I love that they're using it as a promotional factor and not changing anything that they were doing. I mean, and that's the thing that they say too, is the people in our community, the folks in our community that will be celebrating Pride Month are nuclear families. They're parents. They're loving couples. So this argument that, Fidelity Month, Nuclear Family Month, yes, thank you for including us in that too, is essentially what organizers of these Pride events are saying. So I love that from them.
It doesn't make any sense, and it's a fear-based thing, and it's an old school bigotry. And imagine, because most of us can't imagine being marginalized like that, having to live. Imagine having to live as somebody you're not, and having to hide who you really are. And if you are in a relationship, if you wanted to get married prior to 2015, if you were in love with somebody, you don't have to understand it. But imagine having to hide that.
Right.
Like look at your spouse, your significant other, and go, what if I couldn't tell anybody that I
Right.
was involved with them because I could lose my job, or I would
Right.
be, people would brand me as something else. I'm a teacher, and people would think I'm
Yes.
some sort of pervert because there's still people who think that. Oh, what about,
Being
what
around
about what
kids
about
or-
being around kids? And Mark just from Prairie du Sac just says, Fidelity with their Tangerine Tyrant is an example of yes. The president,
Yeah.
and I thank you, Mark, for using Tangerine Tyrant. Copyright 2026, Brian Noonan Enterprises.
What I also find fascinating about this is the fact that none of this is new.
No.
And the fact that Pride Month, again, has been celebrated since the 1970s, but I think you hit on an important point. The fact that there has been so much rhetoric against the LGBTQ community over the last few years. And I think it would be fascinating when you talk about, stories of how they've had to hide who they are.
Yeah.
That's still happening. I have friends who will tell these heartbreaking stories and have basically had to find whole new families once they came
Right.
out.
Yeah.
And because,
Imagine that.
right? Because somebody actually can accept you. And I can't imagine being a parent. And there are things that in this world you never imagine for your kids. One of the things that if they would come home and say, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, I'm gay, I'd be like, okay. It doesn't change who you are as a person. It doesn't change how much I love you.
No, it's just I think as a parent, if that happens, you accept it and you just realize now your child is and not so much now, but in the past it was, boy, my kid's life is going to be much tougher than I wanted it to be. And there's nothing I can do about it because that's society. But these people are in the minority because a new Gallup poll found that 65% of Americans support same-sex marriage. Now, that is down a little from 2022 when it was 71%. The shift is driven by, that's right, Republicans. Only 37% of Republicans say same-sex marriage should be legal, and I would love to hear the reasons why not. What if I'm with somebody for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, and I'm not legally married to them, and we've built a home together, and we have joint funds, and we have everything else, and I can't make decisions for them when they're dying, and I can't make financial decisions for us.
Yeah.
That's a travesty. So how do you justify that? People who are against same-sex marriage, and and the other people are just the ones who go, it's morally objectionable. All right. And I'm sure everything you do is above board. I'm sure your pastor who was arrested for child pornography is the paragon of virtue that we should all ascribe to.
I mean, and I think that's the thing. When you look back to that 2015 decision, that was a decision that seemed to me like it shouldn't have even had any discussion. Just make the decision. And, if you were on the fence about Joe Biden as a president, remember it was Joe Biden who actually got Barack Obama to come around on that one.
Yep.
Which I find fascinating with as much as his faith means to him. Joe Biden.
I mean it. No malarkey. We gotta legalize that same-sex marriage.
Right.
Michael, real quick. Michael is listening on WMDX. He said, "My husband and I have been together for 40 years and legally married for 11.
Congrats.
We're just like our straight friends. These straight celebrations are ludicrous. Happy anniversary! Congrats on 40 years, Michael.
Congrats. I love that.
That's terrific. All right, when we come back, this story is just for fun. It's a big weekend in Milwaukee. We'll talk about it. I'm Brian. She's Jamie. This is Daybreak on the Civic Media Network.
All right.
Congrats to Michael and his husband.
40
My
years.
gosh.
40 years, yeah.
I'm at 34, and I can't imagine another 6. Just because she'll be a widow by then, I'm guessing. If the way I'm feeling this morning is how it's going to play out, I'm like, it's a small. She lived in a studio apartment.
Oh, it'll be easy.
It was not. It was not
No.
easy. Just on because you forget you have to unpack. and then put
Yes.
stuff away and try to organize
Yes.
and figure out where new things are going to go. And I had to put together a shelving unit and it's like, oh my gosh, okay.
No, none
You
of that
said-
sounds fun.
You said you guys had movers as well helping out too, right?
We had movers for the big furniture.
Just for
but
the big front. Okay.
and there, but everything else, there were boxes and just
Yeah.
like for the electric recliner and the wing chair and the dining table that came with the movers and a bunch, and then all the box or a lot of the boxes. But then Debbie is she doesn't like movers to carry things that are too fragile, even though she packs them like they're going to be traveling around the world.
Through a nuclear
bubble
holocaust.
Wrap. Oh my God! Between tons of tissue paper wrapped then in bubble wrap. But so we had to bring a bunch of stuff ourselves,
Yeah. Well, of course.
But it looks good. Even a couple of the staff who came in, knowing my mom had just come in yesterday, were like, "Wow, the room looks really
Look at how much you guys got done. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well,
That's funny.
it is. It did help the transition. And
I'm sure.
Yeah.
the other thing was I knew if she woke up in the middle of the night, everywhere she looked, pictures were on the wall, so she'd know.
So she
she'd
wouldn't
know
get
where she
confused.
was.
Yeah.
But I also, Debbie said, she's so tired after this move. She's gonna hit the bed and all. If they're able to wake her up this morning for breakfast, it's gonna be a miracle.
Well, I hope she settles in nicely.
Yeah.
I think she will.
She's had quite the last. You and Debbie and your mom have had quite the last few months.
Yeah, it's been nuts. But
Yeah.
she ate when we got there. It was around lunchtime, so she ate lunch in the dining room, and there
Did
were
she
people
enjoy
talking
that?
to her. Yes, except Debbie said, "Ooh, I had to correct," because she got in there and she looked and she rolled her eyes and she goes, "It's so small." And I'm like, it's no smaller than the dining room that she never went to at the other place. But the other place had been a hotel, so it had 4 stories and it was it was really big. This was built the unit she's on only has 60 people.
Oh, so that feels more like a
It's
community,
great.
though.
It is, and everybody was saying hello to her. And then she went down and had dinner while I was working, and she came back and she said she had a good time, and it's like, okay, so
We've got about 10 seconds till we're back.
all right.
Local news, community stories, and the conversations that matter most. Now, more Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Civic Media Network. It is 6:52 right now. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And good morning, I'm Brian Noonan. How do you feel about Banana Ball coming to Milwaukee this weekend? Are you excited? Did you score tickets? I would love to hear from you if you got tickets, because I've been in the lottery for a year and a half, 2 years. I've not gotten any tickets. 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. This story aimed, yes, right at our curmudgeonly producer, Frank, who, Parker, I don't understand him. Jamie, he does not like Banana Ball.
He does not like Banana Ball. He has strong opinions on Banana Ball. And
Get
right
off
on
my
cue,
lawn, you banana
right
ballers.
on cue. Right on cue. Here
Why
he is.
can't you play baseball the way God intended it without stilts and fun? The reason we're
that's
talking about
dumb.
Frank is they're coming
Do you
to
hear
Milwaukee.
yourself right now?
Yeah.
Hear yourself injecting fun into the sport?
Yeah, how
Oh my
dare
God.
how dare sports, something that puts me to sleep on a regular basis, whether I'm listening to it or watching it, even in person sometimes.
I have to
have
ask,
fun.
are you normally, and I get that Banana Ball is a little extreme, but are you normally, Frank, a baseball purist?
Not really.
Okay.
I love baseball
He's
to a
contrarian.
degree. It's not like I'm watching baseball games on TV all the
What
time.
about banana hockey? How would you feel about that? We know you're a so-called hockey fan.
I would just watch actual
Stilts on-
hockey. I feel the
stilts on-
same way about baseball.
Stilts on ice would be difficult, but I'm just
That'd be
saying.
great. Though. Backflips,
I like this
dances.
idea.
It is exciting, though, for everybody other than Frank, because
they're
Banana Ball
coming to
is
town.
Yes, it's exciting. It
This
is
weekend.
exciting. People are excited, Frank, just not you.
2 sold-out games, Frank, Saturday and Sunday at AmFam Field. The Banana Ballers are coming to town. It's a full entertainment experience, Frank. Is that your problem? You only want partial entertainment experiences? You want to leave wanting more. You ascribe to that old showbiz tenet. Always leave them wanting more. You're like, well, I loved going to the Cubs game today. I wish there had been some backflips. I guess maybe next time.
I wish there's wins, Brian.
Well, that's good luck with that.
Are they doing better? Have they,
They
got
won
more
yesterday.
wins? Okay,
nope,
all right.
They won yesterday. Right. We'll leave it at that. One day at a time.
All right. One game at a time. I love that.
Yeah, the Cubs and alcoholics.
This is going to be, though, if you're going to be in Milwaukee this weekend for Banana Ball, it is essentially a full experience, because if you were lucky enough to score your tickets or get some on those third-party sites, because there are some available on third-party sites.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know, it is crazy talk, but there's going to be player autograph sessions, there's going to be photo ops, there's going to be parties on the plaza. There's going to be on-field performances, post-game celebrations. The stadium gates, by the way, are going to open several hours before both games, so that if you're a fan of Banana Ball, not Frank, you have plenty of time to take part in the festivities before they actually throw out that first pitch.
The joint is going to be jumping.
It's going to be jumping. There's a couple of Wisconsin natives playing in this particular game.
That's how we tie it in, Frank.
Yes.
Hyper local, baby. That's how we talk about Banana Ball nonstop.
You see my eyes rolling to the
hyper
back of my
local.
head.
Yeah, you look like my 89-year-old mom judging the dining room.
There's going to be a Milwaukee native on the Party Animals, one of the teams playing, and then the former Milwaukee Milkman catcher is going to be part of the Coconuts team. So, Frank, there are legitimate baseball players out on that field.
Whole time out.
What's the matter?
You're telling me the Savannah Bananas aren't even coming to town?
No, it's the Party Animals and the local beach Coconuts.
Banana Ball, baby. It's a barnstorming tour.
It's a craze, Frank. Everybody's excited about it.
I would get the Party Animals shirt just for the logo. It's a crazy monkey.
The logos are great.
Are you a party animal?
Frank, I used to be. Now as to quote the Road Warrior, it exists now only in my memory.
Fair.
But I do still remember.
I think the MLB, one of the things I will say is I think the MLB could learn a thing or two from Banana Ball's logos, though. Because the logos are so good. They're so fun. And you actually, they're cool.
Well, I do like the Brewers Artist Series logo this year is cool. I want to keep MLB, I want to keep the classic logos, but I do appreciate the alternative stuff that they put out. So you can choose. I'm not a fan of the Hometown Series, especially Wisco this year.
That's weird.
And I was never a fan of the South Side ones for the Sox, but
really?
Yeah,
I love those ones.
Do
I was
you
gonna
really?
say, I feel like everybody loves those.
Yeah. Everybody but me.
Ooh, it's another hard take.
I'm the Frank of Southside logos. I'm the Frank of Hometown Series Sox logos. I don't like fun. I don't like,
frivolity. No frivolity.
No
joy.
whimsy.
Joy,
No
whimsy out the window. Listen,
you can't talk about not having whimsy.
Dude, I have FOMO that I'm not going to be at one of the Banana Ball games this weekend.
The fact that you're actually entering the lottery multiple times.
Oh, no. You can only enter it once. You can only enter it once.
Yeah, but you've entered multiple lotteries.
Well, you get on the way. You enter the. Get on the list.
You literally enter one time.
You get on the list once,
it's like
and you're on the list. So someday, maybe my future potential grandchildren will get an email at my long dead account.
Don't you feel this is silly when you look at what the product is?
It's a little bit like getting. That's a little bit like getting Packer season tickets, getting into a list and having to wait for years.
At all. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jamie. These are not on the same level.
It's one
even
game
remotely.
For $50. It's fun. It's one night of fun in this world that makes fun an anomaly. It's one night to go and see silliness and high energy. And I don't know if you know this, Frank. It's fast-paced, fan-centric entertainment, buddy.
We're never going to change your mind, but we're going to keep picking at you about
we're
this.
We're going to keep bothering you with it. And if I ever do go to a game, you know I'm coming in full regalia
I hope you do.
for a week.
And I will make fun of you.
Oh, and you can
Relentlessly.
try to kill my joy, Frank, but my joy lives forever. Just like the time crunch that Parker keeps signaling us forever. We've got to go. She's Jamie Martinson. I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak on the Civic Media Network. Ooh, first word in the text contest next.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Frank is such a buzzkill. I
Dude,
can't
you're not
believe
even
it.
going to see the bananas.
You're going to see.
You're going
it's
to
like
see the Kirkland brand banana.
No,
ball
you're going
teams.
to see two other teams in the league.
That'd be like going to see.
It'd be like a
what
Sox
is it,
fan
the
going to a
Generals?
Pittsburgh Pirate
no,
game.
No. If we're gonna use the Globetrotters reference, this is like going to see not the Globetrotters.
Which they don't do, I don't think, do they?
No,
I don't think they do. You know why? Because people want to go see the Globetrotters.
True. Well, obviously, two stadiums full of people want to just experience banana ball.
Hey, I get it. I am in the minority.
You are.
But as a true Chicagoan, I'm going to dig my feet in even harder.
Uh-oh. On
This take.
Hammond?
Gary?
Oh, not Gary. But I don't want. I've lived in Indiana and I've traveled all over Indiana. It's not a state I want connected to the Bears. Even though my commute would be easier. My commute would be easier. That was my biggest point. I was like, ooh, it'd be much closer, knowing also that I'm never going to a game probably. I'm going to watch the game from my living room.
Sure.
But the commute for a lot of people would be easier. I don't like Indiana. I didn't want them to move to Arlington Heights. I want the mayor to man up and figure out a way to keep them. They should have knocked down the old, they should have kept the shell because it's a historic landmark. They should have knocked down the Southern McCormick Place on that side. There was plenty of room where they were going to build the Lucas Museum. They could build a nice domed stadium right there. They could have parking everywhere. You could actually park inside the old shell if you wanted to. Keep the facade as a historic landmark. Use that as parking too. But they didn't do that. I didn't want to go to Arlington. The Arlington Heights Bears, I'm so sick of the northwest suburbs anyway. Everybody up there, Schaumburg, they all think they're better than everybody. Screw you. I didn't want them to go up there. I didn't want them to go to Hammond, but I wanted a closer drive. That's all.
Well, and I think that's where Illinois is right now, is they just want them to stay put in Chicago.
Yeah. You're the
Yes, they
Chicago
should.
Bears. Stay in Chicago. They're building a new, the new soccer stadium in Chicago. You can do it. You can do it there. And it doesn't have to be Soldier Field, but it could be the new Soldier Field, 50 feet down.
When you can't rename, or you can't name whatever the new thing is. New Soldier Field, though.
No.
Can you? That's
No.
No, it would have a
You don't have
corporate
to
name.
be. Yeah. Is Soldier Field the same
Mooinoink
as Lambeau?
Stadium.
Does it have a thing
Mooinoink
attached to
Can
it?
we do a Mooinoink Stadium, Frank? Would you be opposed
Yes.
to that? All right.
Parker?
Harold's Chicken Shack.
Honestly,
Home of
that
the
would
Bears.
be great. I would love that.
I would too.
Is there a corporate sponsor at all for Soldier Field?
There
is
is
it the same
not.
as Lambeau? Okay,
Nope.
that's what I thought. Wasn't sure.
Because it's a
It is-
city property.
It is a field dedicated to the soldiers that have sacrificed their lives for this country.
I actually know a guy who modeled for the mural outside.
Oh, really?
The bust, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's a guy from Naperville.
Parker, come down. I'll drive you past it.
Yeah, all right.
And you'll realize that it still is the dumbest looking thing. They took the beautiful
I know
facade
it
and
is.
dropped a cone in it.
Yeah. It looks like a toilet seat.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's a coffee filter for people to sit in. Just jam it in. It's like Jamie's mic setup today. It was
It's janky.
We're just
It's
janky.
janky.
We're just gonna jam things in and hope it doesn't just fall over.
And you're going to look at the outside and you go, doesn't look bad. Like, it's kind of cool from the outside. And then you walk inside and you're like, oh my God, this place sucks.
Yep. I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm planning 3 hours ahead to get in line.
Bingo.
I actually go down a day early just to go to the bathroom. Yeah. They're going to stay. There's going to be some last-minute deal. They're going to,
There's been a lot of talk.
Well, the league, I know, but the league is going to step in at some point and go,
you're not moving to
settle
Indiana.
it. Yeah. Settle this now.
I think the league will
Or
only
sell.
step in, I think, if they're going to Indiana.
They need to sell. What it comes down to is the McCaskies need to sell the team.
You think
they're not
they need
wealthy
to sell
enough?
Bears?
They're not wealthy enough to be owners of that team.
No.
Wow.
They're just not.
How long have they owned it?
Forever.
Since its inception.
George Hallis. George Hallis founded it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't.
Yeah, no, they've
I don't
always
think
owned
they're
it.
selling.
They want to keep it, and I get it. It's their legacy.
I would too.
You got to keep it in the family, but they just.
But I mean, you even look at even when you look at the field on TV, or if you're at Soldier in person, the field
turf
is
is-
just
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's awful.
And everybody says it. Everybody knows it.
Players get hurt on that turf because it's not great. I mean, and that's affecting their own team then too.
10 seconds to our back. It wasn't as bad as RFK.
No.
Well,
From Lake Superior to Lake Michigan, this is Wisconsin's Morning Conversation. Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Civic Media Network. It is 6 minutes after 7 right now. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And good morning. I'm Brian Noonan. I'm Brian Noonan. 855-75-CIVIC is how you get a hold of us. But right now, you have to get your Civic Media app fired up.
Yes.
Turn your crank phone and open up that app because it's time for our Accelerate Your Summer Text to Win multi-state contest. This is your first word of the day and your first chance at our daily prize of $100 and a Wisconsin Dells prize package. Plus, every time you enter, you are put into our grand prize drawing, and you could win $250 in gas and $250 in groceries. Jamie, I'm going to take umbrage. This word might be too hard to spell for people. I'm going to let you handle it.
This is an interesting word, and let me be clear: we don't come up with these words. These words are
comes up
handed
with
to
these
us to give to you.
Oh, yeah, you and I don't come up with them.
No, we don't come up with these words. But this hour's word is fridge. Fridge. F-R-I-D-G-E. Fridge is the word that you need to text. I'm going to spell it one more time.
Please.
F-R-I-D-G-E. That is the word that you need to text us right now using your app so that you can qualify for all of the prizes and, of course, a little bit of cash in there as well. And we could all use a little gas and groceries right now. But fridge, F-R-I-D-G-E. I'm going to spell it again just because it is one of those interesting words that you can...
You hear it and you don't know, and the J, is that a J? And,
D before G, it's a
are
weird
we running
thing.
out of money? Is that why we're throwing in hard words now after 4 days? It's like, oh, man, people are winning this cash. We got to pull back.
We like to trick you up. That's what we like to do. But
All right, people are spelling it correctly.
That's right.
Good.
Look
All right,
at you guys.
smarty
You guys are
pantses.
awesome this morning. I love that. I love it. You're awesome.
So fridge, F-R-I-D-G-E. You'll have that word
That's
till
right.
8 o'clock, and we'll remind you up until then. But you can listen all day. The words change throughout the day,
Yes.
and your chances to win continue. So you needed to know that, but there is other you need to know.
It's a wake-up call in more ways than one. Time for some you need to know.
Is that Joe Buck doing that voice? Doesn't it sound like Joe Buck?
Maybe a
Every
little.
day.
Maybe a
Every day
little.
I'm like, how did we get Joe Buck to do our S You Need to Know segment?
Oh, I know we don't have that kind of budget.
I don't really know. That's true. All right. Oh, this is well, good
Great.
news.
Good
We're about
news.
to reach our $41 trillion debt ceiling. Not Jamie and I, but the country. A new forecast says the federal government could reach its $41.1 trillion debt limit sometime between late winter and midsummer of 2027, requiring action from Congress and the White House to avoid a default. Donald Trump very good at defaulting on loans and bankruptcy, so I'm sure this won't be a problem, right? Once the debt ceiling is reached, the Treasury Department can use temporary measures to keep paying bills for several months, but those options eventually run out. Economists warn that a U.S. debt default could disrupt financial markets, increase borrowing costs, and damage the economy. Why start now? Federal debt is continuing to grow, with the government expected to spend about $2 trillion more than it collects in revenue this fiscal year. The debt ceiling is expected to be a major issue for lawmakers as concerns grow about both rising government debt and the need to keep the government meeting its financial obligations. Weren't we promised in the last campaign more fiscal? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the debt. We're gonna lower that debt.
Fiscally responsible is what we were told. It was going to be Kamala Harris who was going to spend all of your money.
Jamie, she would be taxing and spending and going crazy, and there'd be and our kids would go to war, and it was all going to be bleak.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we are on the bright side of that coin. With
is this the bright side? Is this what it feels like?
This is what paradise feels like on a Friday.
Yikes. I don't know if I like it here. But in other stuff you need to know this morning, we're going to bring it closer to home.
That's a great understatement.
We're going to bring it closer to home. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Mandela Barnes has unveiled a farm policy plan ahead of President Trump's visit to Chippewa County, which is going to take place today. We'll talk about that in more depth in just a moment here. But Barnes' plan focuses on family farms and rural communities. Barnes says that he would target agricultural monopolies, expand local meat processing options, and support a right to repair law allowing farmers to fix their own equipment. His plan also, this is something I learned. They can't actually do that.
Wow. All right. That's, I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. So I learned a little bit.
Us.
I learned a little bit from Mandela Barnes on this. And if you're a farmer this morning, please tell us how this works. 1-855-752-4842, 1-855-75-CIVIC. At any rate, Barnes' plan would also include limiting foreign and out-of-state investment ownership of Wisconsin farmland and create programs to help new farmers buy land and keep farms in the family. He's also proposing efforts to expand markets for Wisconsin farm products, encourage state agencies to buy Wisconsin-grown food, and increase agricultural education. Farming, trade, tariffs, and rural economic issues are expected to be key topics in Wisconsin in 2026 as we go through this governor's race. It's a plan. You can go read it over on his website if you're interested to find out more. He was in the Chippewa County area yesterday talking about this plan. And it is more than just holding speeches and rallies and showing up and talking to farmers. He actually has an idea of what he would like to see the agricultural industry look like in the state of Wisconsin and make it better for our farming community.
Yeah, it's going to be, I like anybody who has a plan. Come and tell me what you. I might not agree with your plan, or I might have issues with one or 2 points on it. But at least you're coming to the table with something rather than. And no, this is not singling any politician. A lot of empty talk. We always get the empty talk. I want. Hey, here's
concrete
where we're going to
plans.
start. This is what I'm coming to the table with. Now, let's dirty word. Let's negotiate. Let's figure this out. Let's find a way to make it work because the end goal is something everybody agrees on. All right, and another piece of you need to know. I know you've been thinking to yourselves, man, when is UW-Madison going to get a chancellor? This is crazy. We can't live without a chancellor. Well, UW-Madison has officially launched its search for a new chancellor after Jennifer Nukin left to become president of Columbia University. Officials hope to make a selection by the end of the year. The next chancellor will lead Wisconsin's flagship university, overseeing more than 51,000 students, 28,000 faculty and staff, and a nearly $5 billion budget. Public listening sessions will be held this month to gather input on what students, employees, alumni, and community members want in the university's next leader. Campus groups say they want a chancellor who supports employees and students while addressing issues such as worker pay, international student concerns, and campus engagement. The next chapter will also help UW-Madison guide UW-Madison through major changes in college athletics, including athlete compensation, the transfer portal, which I will never understand, and revenue sharing. Finalists are expected to visit campus this fall before the Board of Regents makes a final decision. That is not an easy job.
No, it's not. Especially when you're talking about an infrastructure as big as UW. So I love that they're getting community support. I love that they're talking to students and people who have been there so that they have an idea of what people want in somebody who's going to be leading that infrastructure. We're going to talk about this big story, though, Brian, because the president is coming to Wisconsin today. In fact, he's going to be in the Chippewa Falls area. It's his first trip to the state since beginning his second term. And of course, we are gearing up for that gubernatorial race, and he is coming in to promote his frontrunner, Tom Tiffany, and also Derek Van Orden, who is going to be front and center with him at today. Yes.
What a threesome. What a triple header coming to the Chippewa
I'm not
Valley.
sure. I don't know if Tom Tiffany's going to be there, but I know for sure that Derek Van Orden is going to be there. And obviously, they are going to talk a little bit about Wisconsin farmers and the rural communities. Van Orden has been already in the Chippewa Falls area. That's his district. He was up there with RFK. They were on a dairy farm last week. And Derek Van Orden says that this administration has prioritized rural America through trade agreements, tax policies, and investments aimed at helping farmers and small businesses. Here's what he has to say.
Donald Trump has been able to drive exports by having new trade agreements on average about one a month. These are significant, statistically significant things for our farmers and all of rural America.
You mean by importing Venezuelan beef and putting tariffs on things and then stopping the flow of fertilizer and things through the Strait of Hormuz? Is that? And I don't mean to speak for farmers because I am not one. It doesn't seem to an outsider that he is fulfilling those promises. It doesn't. No. It doesn't seem right. But again, 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. If you are in the agricultural community, if you are a farmer and he is doing this, then let us know so we're educated.
Now, in case anybody's wondering, through the Rural Health Infrastructure Fund, Wisconsin is expected to get about $200 million this year. Obviously, that will help support and strengthen healthcare in a lot of those rural communities. Mm-hmm. This has been a priority of Derek Van Orden's over the last few months. He's whether you agree with how he votes or not, because his votes haven't always aligned with some of the things he said about his district and rural health care.
Really?
He has been very vocal about it, and at least making sure that there's access, or at least saying he would like there to be more access. So obviously that's going to be a sticking point over the next few months as we watch how this gubernatorial race plays out. We talked about it yesterday if you were able to join us on the show, and if you weren't, please go check out Spotify and see past episodes and listen to past episodes here. But this is going to be a very crowded gubernatorial race for the Democrats. There are currently 7 Democrats in the vying for that top spot. This is, I think, a prime opportunity for the Republicans to at least get their message out through Tom Tiffany, Derek Van Orden. And new polling came out this week. And granted, the president's approval rating, according to Marquette, is dropping across the state and the nation.
Like a rock.
However, that's among independents. He
Sure.
still has very, very strong support among the Republican voters. So I think the fact that he is going to be here, I think excites that voting base. I think it makes them happy to see the president. And, we've talked about it on the show. The Republicans are trying to build a much stronger ground game going into this particular election. So I think these are all things that they're hoping President Trump being in the state can bolster for them going forward.
as much as I don't want to listen to what he has to say, I can't wait to hear what he has to say because I'm guessing Help for the Farmers will take up 0.3% of the speech, and how he was the grievances he has with Wisconsin voters in Wisconsin for the stolen elections, and how he'll give quick mouth service to DVO. And I don't mean that's not a euphemism, Parker. That's just he's gonna pay him a little. He'll give him the old. He won't shake his hand though. I
he won't ignore him like at the State of the Union.
Parker, do me a favor, get me a polymarket vote on will Donald Trump shake DVO's hand, and see what the odds are, and we'll put down $7,000.
What I do think is interesting is that this campaign chose to start in western Wisconsin, which is a majority of the rural votes. It's a place that has been kind of demolished as far as rural health care, the farming community. So, I mean, there's somewhat of a strategy, I think, there. So it will be fascinating to see if he actually talks about rural issues or if it goes on to some sort of,
it's going to be a swerve. We'll find out.
It will.
But Swipe or Stay next on the Civic Media Network.
All right. We're clear.
All right.
All right.
Where's he going?
Who?
Getting the phone.
Clean Cut Parker?
Clean Cut Parker.
Clean Cut Parker hanging around. Oh. What time is it?
Game time.
What's the game time?
Alicia says BS on DVO. No, he's not voting in accordance, but he's certainly saying the right things. That's the difference. Yeah. He doesn't vote in accordance with what he says always. He has in a couple of occasions. It's hard to find, but he has in a couple of occasions. But he's saying the right things when he's out on the trail and talking to people. That's the difference. The ground game and the frontal force of people is good. The voting record doesn't match.
The frontal lobes of a lot of people is where the trouble is. That's the problem. Dummies.
It doesn't
I
always
can't tell you
match.
how happy I am that the pre-record got canceled. I was game. I was ready. Man, that bolsters my day. I know it was only 15 minutes. I know, even though, and I have everything, I was ready to go.
Yeah. I have to go get a belt. That's what I have to do after the show.
That's always fun.
Iowa City, you're going to the mall? There's a beautiful mall just south of 80.
We're in Coralville, yes. So we're right down
right.
Yeah,
right across the street. It's a highway.
Yeah.
But right across the highway.
Right across the road, yeah.
Yeah, big mall. Nice,
So
Coralville.
I think I need deodorant too because I forgot that as well. I think we're just going to Target.
Target or Walmart, you could get them all.
I also forgot my pillow.
My
It's
goodness.
been a thing.
All right, so Corey's not the only one in the family who can't keep
I
can't
was
keep
gonna
a list.
say.
Yeah.
This one directly affected me, though. The mic stand directly affected me. That's where the difference lies.
We got 10 seconds till we're back.
Let's break out of the bubble and see what's happening out there in pop culture. It's Swipe or Stay on Daybreak.
7:22 right now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is time for Swipe or Stay. We're going to leave the politics aside for just a moment. Our senior producer, Frank, is going to join us. No banana ball talk this time around. We're going to get to the real pop culture events. And do we have some good stuff coming up today, Frank?
Let me put it this way, Jamie. When I opened up one of my websites that I like to see for entertainment news, there was one of the headline stories was Sarah Jessica Parker's son and his gym transformation. So that's how great the stories are.
All right.
Today.
All right. So what you're telling me is to keep my expectations low, like, my husband remembering a mic stand. That's what you're telling me.
Expect the worst and hope for the best. That's
all right,
the motto
I'm ready.
of
That's
Swipe
the
or
best.
Stay.
Yeah, that's the best way to go through life.
I love
Low
this.
expectations.
All right, Frank.
All right,
Let's
Frank,
do it.
don't wow us.
Let's do it. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I'm going to play Swipe or Stay. I'm going to read some pop culture headlines. Brian and Jamie have to decide whether to stay and hear more or to swipe on to the next one. Parker can be the tiebreaker if need be. Story number 1. Star wide receiver is wanted by the police.
Oh.
I'll stay.
I'll stay.
Have you guys heard this story? San Francisco star Brandon Ayuk is currently wanted for a misdemeanor charge of exhibition of speeding.
Oh.
Exhibition of speeding?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that.
All
the
right.
warrant is in reference to a video Ayuk posted to YouTube in December, in which he appears to tape himself from the other driver's seat going well over the posted 40 miles per hour speed limit
Wow.
on a road that runs past Levi's Stadium.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there is a warrant out for his arrest right now. Also,
So you
something
don't
to
have to
note,
catch anybody red-handed anymore? You can
not
just
if
look
you
and go,
rat yourself out and there's video evidence.
I mean, I know it's stupid to post
Wow.
it, but I didn't know you could go retroactively. We're going to find you guilty. And it's
sure-
speeding. It's speeding at a 40. How fast was he going? Does it say?
No, he was going 40 over the speed
40
limit.
over.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where
Wow.
their issue is.
Is
If
it
he
a
was
school
going
zone?
5 over.
You know, if he's driving by a park or through a park, then yeah, okay.
If there's anybody in law enforcement listening, please correct me, but I think it's anything over 25 and it's reckless driving.
I believe that is correct. But
I
yes,
hope
please
not.
correct us if we're wrong. 1-855-752-4842. I'll throw the number in there.
It's also important to note that he has not played a snap since tearing his ACL and MCL in
Right.
October of 2024.
Which
And
explains his need for speed.
yes.
Yeah.
And the Niners
Yeah.
have said they're very much open to trading him. It's not looking good right now.
And he could be there quick.
He can- Hey-o.
Good morning. Number 2.
Queen of Pop holds pop-up concert in New York.
Who's the Queen of Pop?
You guys don't know who the
lives-
Queen of Pop is?
Taylor lives in New York. Is it Beyonce?
I'll stay.
Well, now that I've given myself a quandary, I'll stay.
Technically, Madonna is the Queen
What?
I
of
was
Pop.
wondering if it was Madonna.
It is Madonna. That is her
Okay.
title.
She's the fossil of pop.
Well, now she is, but she was at one
Was the
point
Queen
the
of
Queen
Pop.
of Pop.
Was
and
she?
it's
Yeah.
still her name.
Yeah.
She's like Queen Elizabeth. She's there till she's dead. She's queen till
Yes.
she's dead. Okay, just checking.
So she held a pop-up concert yesterday in Times Square in the middle of the day. This was a collaboration with Grindr for a special Pride Month concert celebrating the upcoming release of her album.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
This
All right.
just reading the facts here, people.
She's the Queen of Pop. You don't need to do these things anymore. Like, you know, like you had a career.
It does when your albums have not been great. The half-hour
stop.
performance featured her Sabrina Carpenter collaboration, Bring Your Love. The song
But there
Hung
was
Up.
no Sabrina.
She was not there.
That doesn't make it very exciting.
She's like
there-
Lestat.
Yeah, no,
she's just going to glom
Madonna, you're
onto
not
youth to
exciting
keep her
enough.
life alive.
No, the exciting
Oh.
part was
And
it was in
plastic
Times
surgery.
Square.
Yeah, I mean
with
that's
screens
that's
flashing, and you've got tourists walking and being like, "Is that Madonna?"
fun.
And every New Yorker going,
But
shut up,
she
get out of
looks
the
so
way.
different than what she used to because of the plastic surgery. You think it's like a Madonna impersonator, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
It could be Pride Month.
I
Grindr.
would
It could have been a
feel
drag
bamboozled.
show. Do
It
we know
could
it was
be
really
Pride
her and
drag.
not a drag performer?
Yeah.
All possibilities.
All right.
All right. All right.
Number 3.
Beloved children's character was roasted online for a tweet.
Oh.
I know
I'll
Elmo.
stay.
I know Elmo tweets, and I love following Elmo, so I will stay. It better
Elmo's
not
the
be
best
Elmo.
online.
Elmo is currently under attack.
Oh no.
We
I'm
are
out of this
attacking
world.
Elmo.
I'm leaving this world. This is not.
Okay,
how
what did Elmo do?
Elmo is an op.
He's an
What?
op.
New
Oh, for
York.
what? For
New
what?
York.
Okay. All right, please tell me more because now I'm entrenched.
He kind of deserves it.
Stop
That's what
it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say. Listen. Elmo tweeted out the other day before tip-off of Game 1 between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Elmo hopes both teams have fun.
So Well, both teams
yeah.
have fun. He didn't say,
He didn't pick a winner.
He's Elmo.
Didn't pick a winner.
Right, of course not.
He's so. I've got
and that
some.
made the Knicks fans mad, didn't it?
He is one of their own. Elmo is from Astoria, Queens.
I know that.
Here are some of the tweets Elmo got.
I can't imagine.
Oh, boy.
This isn't the time for sportsmanship, Elmo. These streets ain't sesame.
All right.
One
Got
person said, pick a side, coward.
Whoa. Slow your
Another
roll
one
there,
said,
Jackson.
Elmo, that's honestly weak AF. Pick a side.
Oh.
Wow.
Another person said, Elmo, you're out here getting cussed out. Elmo did backtrack and followed up with a tweet saying, nix that last message. Elmo didn't mean to spur you on.
Oh, look at that. That's witty.
I would have
That's
expected
hilarious.
nothing less from Elmo. Elmo is all about good vibes
love and
friendship.
peace.
And he's a tiny child monster.
Yes, he's
a little
4.
baby monster. He wants everybody to have fun. Elmo
like
is
3
the
or
ultimate
4.
participation trophy guy.
Look,
Yes.
man, you got to ride or die with your teams. That's Swipers say.
What about all those kids in San Antonio? It's the Daybreak on the Civic Media Network. How dare they? How dare they?
No, I'm on board for this. I like this.
There were so many better
Nothing is
ones
sacred.
that I couldn't even.
Oh, I'm sure.
I couldn't even fudge on here with one bleep. It would have just been
Bleep, 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 bleep. That's hilarious.
Wow.
Elmo of all people.
Elmo, the friendliest little monster on the planet.
He's so sweet.
Almost too sweet. But
There's a billboard on the way to my parents' house, and it's Elmo and his dad, and it says, "Hey everyone, it's just Elmo checking in, see how you're doing." And Allison will just yell out, "Not great, Elmo. Not great. Do you see what's happening?"
Not great, Elmo. But he does give us that place to vent, that non-judgmental person who will listen.
Yes.
Little monster.
Well, he's got to pick a side. He's got to ride with his Knicks.
I love Elmo.
He does.
He
Knicks
does.
fever, baby. But he's not. Elmo is not partisan.
He is for this.
He's
he
a
should
New
be.
Yorker, isn't he?
New Yorker wants him to be, I guess.
He should be.
Maybe Elmo should have sat this one out.
I'm sure there's a tweet saying that.
Yeah, probably. That's the one. That's one of the nicest ones. So why read it?
Yeah, there was one that was like, Elmo out here being Switzerland. The Knicks are finally good. Shaking my damn head.
Elmo.
Did you see TNT broadcast brought on the mayor of San Antonio?
I heard the audio.
For
I
Charles
didn't
Barkley?
see it. Yes, because they ran that retrospective of Charles.
And big old
goes
women
in them
in
churros.
and big
All
old
them
women in
churros.
San Antonio.
They're
One of the
little
greatest
They're
Charles
little
Barkley.
dirty creek.
That was Galveston. That dirty ass water in Galveston.
But he was talking about the Riverwalk too in
was
San
he?
Antonio. Yeah. Oh, down there, a little ass creek. And Shaq just loves it when he talks smack about.
The first time
San
he did
Antonio.
it, and Shaq wasn't expecting it, and almost started choking on set.
Yeah. Big women.
That's why they're
Big
the
women
best.
Chuck.
there. I've been there. The Riverwalk's all right. The Alamo is not that impressive.
Did you remember it?
I did remember it, and I asked where the basement was, but they didn't find that amusing. Asked if anybody saw my bike.
That's a Pee-wee's Great Adventure reference, Parker.
Big Adventure.
Thank you.
Big Adventure, sorry.
That's all right.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Ah! Yeah. Oh, Pee-wee.
Well, I was
Jamie,
having computer issues earlier, so I wasn't able to go get my coffee, so I'm going to go do that.
Oh,
Oh,
I know.
please do.
Frank.
goodbye.
If you were wondering what you're missing today, Jamie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yikes.
that doesn't look fun.
Yeah. It's very gentle.
A gentle rain has fallen across Madison as we bring you soothing sounds of bitching about the government here on Daybreak.
Alicia saying in the YouTube chat, she was talking about the BS Derek Van Orden was saying in the clip. Oh, yes, I totally agree, Alicia.
Yes.
No denying that.
A gentle rain falls on northwestern Wisconsin as the president comes to deal more bullshit.
No droning for Mr. Plow King today. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, the rain. I don't know. We have storm chasers who take them up in tornadoes, man. So.
Yeah, but we can all agree storm chasers are a little nuts.
They are a little nuts. They are. Oh, the footage, though, that you get from over the top of like a tornado is, and like looking down into the center of it. Oh, it is amazing.
I'll give you that. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Sometimes, though, they get caught in the outflow, and then they take a ride, and then it takes weeks to like find them and track them. And most people have been. Usually, it's funny because in some of those really rural areas, if farmers or somebody in those rural areas find them, they always try to return them. So I always think that's interesting. Like that's how our main chaser has found a couple of them when he's lost them. Is that they usually end up because he's got like the identifiers on it with his phone number and all that. So they always they always call.
10 seconds.
Excuse me.
Now back to more of Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Good morning, 7:35 right now. Thank you so much for joining us. Parker just sharing that while I'm in a motel room in Iowa City, it's a little rainy in downtown Madison this morning, so that's fun.
Yes.
I haven't even opened the blinds to see what it's doing in Iowa City. It was hot and humid when we pulled in last night at about 10 o'clock. Oh, my gosh. No, it was really warm, which is kind of what we're going to see in the area over the next few days in Wisconsin as well, is some very warm, humid weather coming in.
Yeah, and there's a lot of crazy storm systems that are popping up and moving across, so just keep it here and pay attention. But, Jamie, we must remind people, because it's 7:35, that means they have 25 more minutes to get in this text word of the day, because our Accelerate Your Summer Text to Win multi-state contest is going on right now.
It is.
We are in the middle of the first hour. And again, and if you don't know, get the app, the Civic Media app. Be ready, because just today, you could win $100 in a Wisconsin Dells prize package. And then because you entered, even if you didn't win today, you're still in the drawing and have a chance at our grand prize, which is $250 in gas and another $250 in groceries. But you don't just get it. You have to actually text something.
You do. We have a word that you need to text. And let me remind you quickly, too, before I give you that word, that you can enter multiple times. If you enter now, you can still enter every time throughout today, and there's no limit on how much you can enter this contest. So that's the good news. So you have plenty of opportunity to win those prizes.
Voter fraud, but it's not fraud.
We have rules here. Without further ado, your word for this hour, or at least until 8 o'clock, is fridge. F-R-I-D-G-E. Fridge is your word for this hour. One more time, F-R-I-D-G-E. Fridge is the word that you need to text us before 8 o'clock using your app so you can qualify for all of those cash and prizes. F-R-I-D-G-E. Fridge is your word. Good luck.
Yeah.
Our listeners are awesome. They know how to spell. We don't need to tell them.
All right. Well, we spelled out the easy. We spelled out sun on Monday, and they
and now we have fridge. Fridge is the word. F-R-I-G-G-E. I'll spell that one more time for you. There we go.
Fridge. So fridge. Okay. Well, good luck. It's very exciting. I mean, we've done it. We'll do it all next week, Monday through Friday. Yep. So if you don't win a daily prize this week, you have a chance to win the daily prize again next week, and you're still entered for the grand prize.
And I also want to say next week we've got a little special surprise here on Daybreak.
You're going to be back in studio, or are you going to be in another mystery location?
No. I'll be back in studio, but we're going to have some fun with circus. That's all we're going to say right now. So that's all we're going to say.
Man, that's all we're saying.
That's right. We'll give you more details
Parker is going to dress
next week.
like a clown all next
That's right.
week. That's why he shaved.
That's why.
That's why he shaved, because he's got to get that clown makeup on.
We're going to have a little circus fun on Daybreak. So
I'm going to bend Parker into contortionist poses. It's going to be great. Lots of fun. What's not fun is contaminated water. How'd you like that segue, Parker?
Oh,
that was a big one. Yes. The contamination linked to Tyco is considered the largest known PFAS contamination site in Wisconsin. Well, they have settled. Yes. It is. It affected hundreds of private wells. It raised concern about the long-term health impacts for residents. The state was preparing for a 3-week jury trial, and then Tyco looked at everything, and they decided they would settle the case. Now, just a reminder that the lawsuit alleged, it's gone now, that the company failed to stop PFAS from spreading into the environment even after testing showed extremely high contamination levels, some of those far, far above what was considered safe for drinking water, hundreds of thousands of parts per trillion.
Wow.
So, Tyco said, we can't fight. We don't want to fight this.
No.
A lot of times it's not that they're even agreeing they did something wrong. They're just going, you know what?
We don't want to draw it out in court.
Pay. Yeah. Just
and
pay
this really affects residents in the Marinette and Preshtigo areas because they've spent years hoping for some sort of accountability with this. They've wanted some sort of cleanup effort. And of course, they all want safe drinking water. Who doesn't want that? They want that for their wells. So they've been trying very, very hard. Now, in case you don't know, Tyco is it's Tyco Fire Products. And this is a company that's a major manufacturer of firefighting equipment. And that includes things like your sprinkler systems for buildings, the suppression technology, valves, and firefighting foam used all around the world. They actually operate more than 190 countries and is part of the fire protection division of Johnson Controls, which is a global building technology and safety company. And most of the Tyco products are used in commercial buildings, industrial facilities, airports, military installations, really any location that needs fire protection systems. So as you can imagine, when you're dealing with those foams and those sprays to put out water, it's not like they're just, water in there or, natural chemicals to stop those fires. We're talking about some chemicals. I can't pronounce them. I would love to be able to pronounce the chemicals that are in these foams. I'm not even going to try it this morning.
I could call my future son-in-law. He's a chemist.
There we go.
Doctor of chemistry.
If I can't pronounce it, it probably isn't something that I want in my drinking water. Let's be honest.
It's like those old commercials where Johnny was eating cereal and reading the ingredients, and he had polysorbate 80. I don't know what polysorbate 80 is, but I'll never forget that commercial because he was like you he was struggling to pronounce it, and they went, polysorbate 80, Johnny.
I could do polysorbate. I'm not going to try some of these some of these are. No, I'm not going to go there.
Just know they shouldn't be in your water.
No.
And so state officials are saying that the agreement is going to help ensure that taxpayers are not left paying for the cost of cleaning up pollution, which is good because they did it. They should clean it up. And the officials also continue to encourage residents with concerns about your well water to seek testing and learn about available filtration and remediation programs. So don't just trust if you're in, again, and as Jamie said, Marinette and Preshtigo, those are the big focuses of this. If you're in those areas and you're on well water, have it tested. Take the precautions,
Yeah, we had well water at our previous home, and we had it tested about once a year. We'd have somebody come out and do a little testing of it because we lived in an area that had a lot of runoff.
And is that just natural seepage that gets into the wells, or is
from what I understand,
the runoff just running right into the well?
No, I think it was just natural seepage. From what I understand, sometimes I didn't want to ask too many questions, at least until I got my test back, because I wanted to know exactly what I was drinking. But for anybody in that area, to be clear, this settlement doesn't actually stop the cleanup efforts. The monitoring, the testing, the filtration, the groundwater treatment, those are all expected to continue for years. And this Tyco case was very important to Marinette Preshtigo, but at the same time, there are a lot of other communities across this state that are dealing with PFAS and the concerns. French Island, Stella, Rhinelander, here at Madison, Eau Claire, Wausau. They have also dealt with concerns. So this is why Tony Evers actually signed that bill about PFAS contaminations and who's responsible just a couple of months ago towards the end of that legislative session, because this is a major problem throughout the entire state. And it goes back to the same thing that we've said before, Brian, having this conversation. why is safe drinking water up for political debate? Because that PFAS bill sat in the Wisconsin legislature for years before it finally made it to Tony Evers' desk.
I think we know the answer, and it's money.
Yes.
You know, you look at corporations like Tyco Fire Products, 190 countries. This company is making a ton of money. And if it comes to, well, do we want the taxpayers to pay for it or do we want to pay for it as a company? I think you know the answer to that. And so we're going back and forth, and we talk about lobbying, and you are always, one of your biggest gripes is money in politics, and you're not alone on that. But we look at that, and for whatever reason, politicians who are voted in by the people don't seem to mind putting people in jeopardy, and in order to preserve their jobs and to get the money that's coming into their campaigns and their PACs. So it's infuriating, because on a very baseline level, at least people should have clean water.
Yes.
This is that you can argue if you want. I don't know why you would, but you could argue about health care. You could argue about SNAP better. You could argue about all kinds of things that are necessities that people should just have. But water, really? You're going to risk contaminating water? Well, it's only Marinette and Peshtigo. The rest of the state, that's pretty good. So, all right, what are you just willing to cut them out and set them adrift in Lake Michigan? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And then when you couple this on top of the fact that there are so many communities in this state that also have lead pipe issues, right? That we're still trying to mitigate in this state, and you couple all of that on top of each other, it's no wonder that people are not always at their optimum health, right? And why people have to go to resorts like maybe bottled water on a daily basis, or they have these filtration systems in their home, because who wants to drink that? Nobody wants to drink whatever is in that water. And there are thousands of products that contain these PFAS. It includes the non-stick cookware, the stain-resistant fabrics, food packaging, waterproofing materials.
I have all those things in my house.
Right? What we're talking about here with Tyco, the firefighting foam. Oh, no. I mean, it's all of those products, and a lot of those products are manufactured right here in the state of Wisconsin, especially in the rural areas where there's a lot of land to build factories, right? And these companies can spread out, and then all of a sudden we're talking about these contaminants in the water, and then we have a whole subsect of our our political parties saying, it's fine, no big deal, everything for corporate. Really? Yeah. Okay, all right, sure, we'll go with that today.
I'm sure there's thinking of, how long have we been talking about PFAS? For a little while, because I know water bottles, and especially like when with baby dishes, we used to microwave the plastic baby dishes. They're like, your baby's going to grow a third head. I was like, I don't want that, so I better get rid of that. So we've been talking about it, but there's still people who go, really? Yeah. You could get cancer from anything. What are you going to worry about? A little foam in your water?
These PFAS are forever chemicals, meaning that they basically don't break down in the environment, so they can remain for decades.
Yeah, it's right in the name.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Forever.
Which is, it sounds weird though that you actually have to point that out to certain people, because it is essentially, they are forever chemicals. And I mean, anytime
you keep saying forever, do we're not around to see if that's true. We won't see that play out. So,
we won't, but hopefully generations after us are still going to be dealing with the ramifications of PFAS if we don't do something with it now.
Do you think some of these politicians care about generations down the road?
No. They barely care about the generations now.
I was going to say, look at the president. He didn't even go to his kid's wedding, so they don't care about what's happening now or down the road. It's like, I got mine. Maybe I'll make sure my kids get some of it. Maybe not. Who cares? I won't be around.
I think what worries me the most as we look at especially like a gubernatorial race coming up, and we're looking at complete leadership change from top to bottom at the Wisconsin Capitol. Tony Evers has gone above and beyond. Democrats have worked really hard to make sure that some of these environmental concerns, especially for the rural communities, have been taken care of under their watch. Now we're looking at a time where there might be leadership change from the top to the bottom. And what bothers me, I think, is will we see some of the things that they have done, like this PFAS bill, will we see a backslide in that? Because if Republicans are in control, especially Tom Tiffany, will he just say, doesn't really matter. We've got these corporate donors. They're bringing money into the state. Let them do what they want, especially when we are starting to make a little progress. And let's be real, we can all do a lot more. Our governments can do a lot more. But every little bit of progress, especially in a fight against something like PFAS, where we're talking about clean drinking water, is important.
We're going to talk to the founder of the Working Majority next about a tour that's going around the state. It's Daybreak on the Civic Media Network.
We're good. All right. We have got Pete here as soon as I can find where my mouse is. There we go. Good morning. How are you?
Howdy. How's it going?
Good morning, Pete.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for being here.
Good. Yeah, no, it's great to be here.
Pete, pronounce your last name for me so I don't get it wrong. Subkowiak. Okay. Gotta make myself a little pronunciation key.
Strong Polish last name.
It's always the Polish names that get us on this show, I feel like.
And there's a lot of them in the state.
Yeah.
I always make myself a little phonetic pronunciation. There we go.
Appreciate that.
We've got about 2.5 minutes until we're back on the air.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Brian, it's the second hour. How are you still yawning?
Because I feel like my knees still feel like I'm moving boxes. So, yeah. But it's Friday.
It is Friday.
That's right. Were you moving boxes, Brian, yesterday?
I was moving my mom from one assisted living place to another yesterday. So it was a long day, a long week of moving her and getting things settled. And I'm getting too old to be on my feet for 10 hours assembling things and moving things. And it's like I've just, back in if I was still Parker's age, I'd be bouncing right back.
Sure.
Today it took every ounce of energy, 2 alarms, and me yelling at myself subliminally, get up, get up, get up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel you.
But everybody, this is nothing. Everybody who has to get up early always feels that way. It's just, age does take a little bit of a toll.
Funny things to you.
I am every cautionary tale that Parker needs to hear in his youth.
I learned so much on this show.
Yeah.
We have a couple messages coming in on YouTube chat. Alicia, for the YouTube, for the tornado footage, you can go to severestudios.com or you can do a search for Storm Chaser Jordan Hall. He is our official drone, certified FAA drone pilot. And thank you for the pronunciation on Peshtigo. Is that how you? Peshtigo. Thank you.
And the only reason I was fascinated with Peshtigo and stories out of Peshtigo because the first day I said it, I got corrected 1,000,000 times.
There we go.
So Peshtigo is one that I know.
15
Wasn't
seconds
connecting in my brain this morning.
Peter, when we get down to our last couple minutes, I'll give you hand signals, how many minutes we got left. If you hear music, that just means we have to wrap it up.
Local voices, statewide impact. It's Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
7:52 right now. Thank you for joining us this morning. Very, very quickly, so we don't leave our guest waiting. It is the Accelerate Your Summer Text to Win multi-state contest. You have about 8 minutes to get that word in for cash and, of course, grand prizes of $250 in gas, another $250 in groceries. Brian, the word this hour that they need to get in before 8 o'clock is fridge. FRIDGE. You got to text in using your Civic Media app. Again, FRIDGE. Get that word in before 8 o'clock so you can win some daily prizes as well as those grand prizes. There we
Yeah.
go. We got it in quickly.
Good. Good luck. Get them in. All right. Well, across Wisconsin and really across the rest of the country, working class and middle class Americans don't feel like our voices are being heard by elected officials. Well, that feeling led to the creation of the Working Majority. It's a group founded on the premise that middle and working class Americans from both parties agree on a lot when it comes to economic issues. They're hosting a What's Up Wisconsin summer tour, and here to tell us about it is the founder of the Working Majority, Pete Subkowiak. Pete, welcome. Glad you're here. Give everybody a background. What is the Working Majority?
Yeah. Working Majority is a new interest group that is essentially trying to represent and bring together the working and middle class folks around the state around one big tent, knowing that most of us, when it comes to economic issues, agree on a lot more than what the current political system is reflecting. And we want to build something that gives people back power and allows us to push the political system, the economic system, and all the parties out there to prioritize the needs of working and middle class folks again.
So you talk about this coalition that you're trying to build, and obviously there's a lot of people who are frustrated with both political parties right now. So how do you as an organization, we'll get into a little bit about What's Up Wisconsin. How, though, do you plan to reach these people who have really just checked out of politics altogether because of the division right now?
Right. Yeah. I think it starts with meat raffles, really.
Yes, love me good meat raffle. Cheese curds too.
We'll circle back to that. But I think you really got to meet people where they're at, and you got to give them power and trust first, which is what we're trying to do with this organization. So the people, the folks who choose to join the organization, are the ones that would be making all of the decisions in terms of the agenda, right? So the issues that should be prioritized by the organization and the solutions that we'll take would be built by the members themselves, not by me, not by any staff, board members, donors, or anything like that. So I think you got to give power and give trust to get power and trust, and so that's one of the big ways we hope we can bring people into the fold.
Well, talking about meeting people where they are, I mentioned you are hosting a Working Majority, which workingmajority.org is the website if you want to learn more. The What's Up Wisconsin Summer Tour. What is the What's Up Wisconsin Summer Tour? It sounds fun.
Yeah, it's great. We're kicking off next week, June 10th in Viroqua, and then June 11th we'll be in Beloit, and then we've got a whole host of other cities we're coming to throughout the month of June, and folks can go to workingmajority.org to learn more and to RSVP. The What's Up Tour, we're co-hosting it, co-partnering with folks like Main Street Alliance, the Wisconsin Farmers Union, Civic Media is a supporter as well, and the Wisco Project, and we're holding them at bars, breweries, and coffee houses, and
that is where people are.
That is where people are, right? And starting with food and conversation, and really these are just events where we're listening, right? We're trying to hear how people are feeling and what they think should be done about it. We're not proposing them to do any. We're not saying here's what we think should happen in terms of policies or anything, but I think our call to action will be join us and be a part of this. We want to build something and build it together.
And you're going to be doing this across the state for several weeks, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, throughout June.
Okay, workingmajority.org. Pete Subkowiak is our guest this morning. When you're talking about farmers and business owners and union workers and service workers, all of these groups have different challenges. And I know we're starting to run out of time. 2 minutes there. Thank you, Parker. But are you finding common ground among these groups, and what are those similarities that they're all sharing when you talk to them?
Yeah. There is a lot of commonalities, especially when you think about the cost pressures everyone is facing, whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a farmer, whether you're a worker and just a consumer trying to get groceries. So people are really feeling that. I think everybody's getting pretty fed up with the high cost of healthcare, how hard it is to access. And I think the overall feeling that the system really has not been delivering for them for a long time, and maybe delivering for other people and other special interests. And so that really cuts through. And the hope is that, when people see and feel that there really is a shared experience here, that we can do something powerful with that.
Very nice. Well, Pete Sipkowiak is once again the founder of The Working Majority. To find out more about the What's Up Wisconsin Summer Tour and get all the information on The Working Majority, go to workingmajority.org. Pete, thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you soon.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Take care. All right, when we come back, we're talking about small businesses. We are going to talk to Lena Motola. She is the owner of Lena's Northern Pines Resort in the Northwoods. And was Memorial Day good for business owners up there or a harbinger of doom? Oh, that's a tease. We will be back with more. I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak.
I'm Jamie Martinson. 7:59 right now. You're listening to the Civic Media Network.
All right, we're clear.
All right, Pete, thanks a lot.
You. Thank you
so
much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So we had some major confusion on this one with Lena. So she's not coming in until about 8:10 or so.
Okay.
So she's going to join by phone. So we can start out by talking about this. Oh, that might be her now. Maybe that's her. Fingers crossed.
Me. Here,
Because then we can always call
off of this. Hang on.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Lena.
Yeah, Darla helped us get this one all set up yesterday. I saw the story and I was like, you know what we need? We need a business from the Northwoods to tell us what it's like to be in the Northwoods.
What's it like being in the Northwoods?
Well, we can bury a body anywhere.
What?
Oh, and Lena's is beautiful.
It looks
Lena's
nice.
is beautiful.
It really looks nice.
My audio is doing something weird.
All right.
Mr. Plowking, are you literally asking what a meat raffle is?
Oh, boy.
Mr.
Right, we've got Lena with us, guys.
Hi, Lena.
Good morning, Lena. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for being with us.
To you.
My pleasure. I appreciate having the invitation sent to me yesterday by Big G.
Well, we're so excited that you could join us so we can talk about this. And it was a story that we saw on WPR's website that talked about how, their businesses in the Northwoods are hopeful about the rising gas prices and not deterring tourism. So I thought it would be best if we talked to somebody who actually has a tourist-based business in the Northwoods. And okay. Darla and Big G were good enough to reach out to you and ask if you would, join us. And the segment is about a 14-minute segment. If we get to the end and you feel like, we'll kind of judge it. And so you might stick around for all 14 minutes. Maybe at some point we'll just let you kind of go off and do your thing for the rest of the day. And we'll handle the rest of the conversation from there. But we're excited to get your take as a business owner up there. So.
Okay, very good.
And Brian, with phone interviews, I'll have you give time cues to her if we get close to the end there. Just
you got it, boss.
Thank you, sir. Especially since you have the seconds on your clock.
I do have seconds on my clock.
Yes.
It's really hard doing this all with one screen.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
And plus, I was telling Parker earlier today, my laptop does this weird thing in StreamYard where it loops back the audio. And so if there's two things playing at once, like a voice over like a music bed, I can't hear anything. It cuts everything out, or it makes it super garbled. So like when Parker actually starts playing the music bed, I can't hear it at all.
Oh, good. That's nice.
It's so weird.
So I'm doing
StreamYard's goofy.
It is, and we worked on it last night for almost 45 minutes trying to figure it out because I was in StreamYard. And Corey was in it playing with things, playing audio and stuff, and it was just not working the way we wanted it to. So I was like, well, it's 3 hours of my life. I'll deal.
Yeah.
Back to Mr. Plow King. You don't know, seriously, do you not know what a meat raffle is? Or
Well, he's in Illinois, right?
Oh, this is true. He's in Illinois. So
is he? Yeah.
There's a lot of organizations, like, your Lions Club, sometimes your VFWs. They literally get like they raffle off like meat. Sometimes
like
it's a full cow. Yeah, sometimes it's a full cow. Sometimes it's half a cow. Sometimes it's a pig. And you buy tickets from that organization. And then if your ticket's drawn, you win the meat. And it's a huge draw in the state.
It's not like the cow we adopted earlier. You don't get
No.
that.
No, and we've
Just
got
so
somebody
you know.
else. We've got somebody else chiming in on the YouTube chat saying it's kind of like a lottery where the prize is meat. Yes, that's exactly.
It's meat. It is what it sounds like. They're raffling off meat.
And when he said the meat raffle, that's so funny because Corey and I always laugh about that. We're like, ooh, we should do a meat raffle.
Yeah.
Yes, sweet.
That's
meat,
what we'll
yes.
call it, but we'll just raffle. It'll be like a bachelor contest. We'll just raffle
Yes.
Parker off, but we'll call it
Yeah,
a
there we
meat
go.
raffle.
Well, he is clean shaven now.
That's right.
I'm clean shaven now, yes.
You get all. You get 200 pounds of fresh meat. And I apologize, Parker, if you weigh less than 200.
I was going to say Parker doesn't weigh 200 pounds.
I was just throwing out. I was
significantly less.
I was just throwing out a number. You can put in your own number. 98 pounds.
175 or so.
That's not significantly less than 200.
25 pounds.
25 pounds is a lot of weight.
It's harder to lose. Trust me.
I'm going to tell you, gained a lot during this job.
Well, that's
now I don't walk
nonstop
everywhere.
fruit snacks and.
Wow.
That's
it's a different
funny.
life.
Oh my goodness! Pardon me.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds or so.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, 10 seconds.
Wisconsin wakes up here. Back to Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. This is the Civic Media Network. It's 6 minutes after 8 right now. My name is Jamie Martinson.
And good morning. I'm Brian Noonan. Glad you are with us. If you want to get involved in the program, you always can at 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. Every day we are complaining about gas prices. Everybody is struggling with high gas prices, whether you are driving somewhere, whether you are a farmer trying to pay for diesel, if you are a truck driver dealing with that, everybody is. Well, some experts have predicted that people will be rethinking their summer travel plans because of fuel costs, higher flights, airfares, all of that. But early indicators tell a more hopeful story in the North Woods. Visitor numbers to the area over Memorial Day weekend are giving business owners hope that summer season will be successful. So we thought, why not talk to a business owner in the North Woods? That's how we have Lena Motola here. She is the owner of Lena's Northern Pines Resort. It is up in near Butternut Lake,
Yep.
on Butternut Lake. Yes, and she's here to join us to talk about the hopes for the summer and the challenges of Northwoods business owners. Lena, thanks for being here. We do appreciate your time today. So I guess I'll start with this because it was the focus of the story that brought us to you. How was business at Northern Pines over Memorial Day, and historically, has that been for you a good indicator of what the summer will be like?
Well, good morning, everybody. My pleasure to be here with you, Brian and Jamie. I appreciate everybody reaching out to me. In answer to your question, Memorial Day was a very good day for us. our weekend rather up here at the Northern Pines. It is an indicator of how we feel the summer will be for us. So very exciting. The turnout was very good.
That's excellent.
And we're glad to hear that for sure. And when it comes to summer tourism for the Northern Pines Resort, I mean, how important is it for businesses just like yours and to that local economy of the Butternut area, Lena?
It's important in many ways, not only for my business, but for those people that travel and want a vacation and they lodge with us. They're also coming through the local town of Park Falls and Butternut. They stop for gas. They stop for extra groceries. I have 10 lodging units here at the Northern Pines, and some of them have full kitchens. So people are stopping within the local area to load up in order to reside with us and enjoy, whether it's a 3, 4, 5-day stay down on beautiful Butternut Lake.
Now, northernpines.net is the website for if you want to check out Lena's Northern Pines Resort, and why wouldn't you? But we were focusing on tourists, and are people still going to come to that area? But how have rising fuel costs affected you at the Northern Pines?
Fuel costs are always a concern for everybody. I do not have gas on site. My concern is the dent in people's pocketbooks ahead of time in getting gas, being able to afford to travel. A lot of people travel 6, 7, 8 hours to our resort, and some of them are hauling boats, and you got to take in that extra cost factor, too, of refueling your boats just to enjoy yourself out on the lake. I do have 3 pontoons for rental. That comes into play also.
Now, when you have guests coming in and out and you're doing the check-in, check-out process, are you hearing anything from them about, are they talking about the gas prices, what it took for them to get there, or are they just happy to be on vacation, Lena?
It's a combination of both, Jamie. Some people, there's a little bit of grumblings when you sit and you talk with them that, it was expensive to get here, but other people are just absolutely delighted to get away from work, get away from the everyday bump and grind, and come out and enjoy themselves out on the lake and have a nice little campfire. And we've got a beautiful restaurant also. It's like a supper club with great dining and a great view of the lake.
Lena Motola is our guest. She's the owner of Lena's Northern Pines Resort in Butternut Lake. Northernpines.net is the website to check it out. Well, you mentioned a couple things, so tell it. I am just now becoming familiar with your place through your website. It looks gorgeous. Tell people who may be thinking of coming up to the North Woods, tell us about the Northern Pines Resort.
And it's an absolute gem on the lake. My husband and I have owned it now for 2 years. We're the proud new proprietors. It's a supper club fashion on the inside. We have the hot buffets. We have breakfast on Saturday and Sunday mornings. We have prime rib on Saturday nights. Friday night is our seafood buffet. We have buy one, get one free pizzas on Wednesdays. $10 Tuesdays with our burgers and fries and sandwiches. Nice. And going back to buffet breakfast, Saturday, Sunday mornings from 9 a.m. till noon. For those that are snowmobiling, those that are ATVers, the trails come right through our property there. And we have 10 units for lodging that are available year-round.
I've had an opportunity to visit Lena's Resort when I've been up visiting our civic properties in Park Falls, and it is absolutely beautiful. Lena, what are the bookings looking like for the rest of the summer? Is everything full? Do you guys have some capacity for anybody who might be interested in checking you out?
Oh, Jamie, July and August are pretty packed, but there is a little wiggle room in there during the week. The weekends are pretty well taken right now. We have, we're proud to say, we have 6 wedding receptions happening between July and September.
Holy buckets.
And there's a 60-year Marine Corps reunion going on where they've rented the whole place for 5 days in late August. You do not have to reside with us in order to rent a pontoon. Pontoons, you can come to the site. They have to stay on Butternut Lake. But if you want to take your family out for a day out on the lake, that is no problem. Just get a hold of me.
That sounds terrific. Are with the concerns, and I'm glad to hear that you guys did well over Memorial Day weekend, and the numbers seem to prove out that other businesses in the area have done that. Are local businesses or the chambers of commerce looking at different ways? It doesn't sound like you need to worry, but were there contingency plans to try to draw more visitors in if things did not go or start to not go as well?
I don't know so much on the chambers what their game plan was, but mine was for discounted pricing if things were to have gone south. Okay. A nice thing about Park Falls, who's just 2 minutes down the road from me, they passed new regulations on the streets where with the ATVs, UTVs, they can ride on more. They have more street access now in the town of Park Falls that leads out to my place of business, which was exciting when they passed that last year.
Yeah, because then you could drive the ATV to dinner.
Yes.
Get that seafood buffet and then zip home.
When you talk with other businesses in the area, maybe other resort owners, bait shop owners, I know that's always big in that area because of the fishing, any of those small business owners, are you hearing, is there any uncertainty from them over what's happening with the gas prices this summer?
Well, we have several gas stations in the town of Park Falls. There are some talks about the uncertainty with what's going on overseas and that the blockade, as everybody knows, that's going on. Everybody's hoping for the blockade to stop, get everything moving and going again. And I think that'll take a lot of pressure off people's mindsets. I know that does weigh heavily on people's minds right now. What is going on overseas without getting really detailed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we are glad to hear that things not only at Lena's Northern Pines Resort in Butternut Lake, but all across the North Woods, by all indicators, people want to get away. As you said, Lena, it's the time of year where you're thinking, I got to get away from everything, and looking at Butternut Lake and the whole Northwoods area, that's the place to do it. Yeah. So continued success. northernpines.net is the website. If you're thinking about going up there, check it out. Maybe go during the week. That'd be a great excuse to take some days off in the middle of the week. Then you're home by the weekend. You have those days off. Oh, it's great. Lena Motola is the owner of Lena's Northern Pines Resort. Again, northernpines.net. Lena, thanks for being with us this morning. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.
You too. Thank you so much, Lena.
There you go. It does. The pictures,
it's gorgeous.
It looks exactly like where I'd want to be.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
The cabins look great, and she had me at we rent pontoon boats. I'm
like,
dude, I am on the lake nonstop.
I will tell you that having had the chance to, on our own, travel up in the Northwoods, and then also because obviously Civic Media now has properties in the Northwoods, it is if you really want to get away and you just want to relax and you just want a slower pace of life, but you really love outdoors and you want the kids to be able to just run around, there are so many great resorts just like Northern Pines for you to get up there and just live like a much easier few days, right?
Jamie, since you're a suit, let me ask you this: how would a proposal to say go up and community outreach to our properties in the North Woods? Maybe we do a week from Hayward, and I have access to a pontoon boat and a cabin, and Parker can push me around the lake.
I think if I make enough phone calls to the right people, we could probably get a couple of days in the Northwoods. And I love going up there. The people are so incredible. So I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that gas prices are not deterring people from taking their vacations up there. I am so excited because the people are awesome. The communities are fantastic. The scenery is beautiful. So I'm glad that people are still going up there. But it raises another question for me, right? Are people going to look, families especially, people looking for a vacation, because of the gas prices and because it's so expensive to travel right now, are places like Butternut going to become more mainstream while we're dealing with these economic issues because it is slower, even though you do have to pay the gas to get there? it's a little bit more inclusive, right? You're not paying for all of these other things. It's not big resorts that are super expensive. You're not doing the airfare. I wonder if places like Northern Pines do become more, mainstream over the next few months while we deal with the economic issues.
Well, that's the gamble that they're taking based on the story that we saw on WPR and the Chamber of Commerce up there. That yes, they're counting on people saying, okay, instead of going on, a coast-to-coast road trip or taking a flight somewhere with the whole family, we're going to stay a little closer to home, and there's plenty to do. And, does a kid want to see Mount Rushmore? Sure. Does a kid want to go to Disney? Sure. But if a kid's out on the lake on a boat or fishing or hiking through the woods or just,
doing fire pits
I saw
all
a bear,
that.
I saw a deer, we made s'mores. That's a great vacation for a kid. It's a great vacation for an old man, too. Now that I'm saying it, I'm like, man, I'm painting a pretty good picture.
And I'm telling you, there is my husband is a hammock person, right? Like my husband is the type of guy who loves to put a hammock up somewhere between two trees, and he's just going to nap there all day in the breeze. And I am telling you right now that if you want a slower vacation, right, and you're really thinking about it this year, the North Woods, no matter where you go up there, perfect hammock weather, perfect hammock atmosphere is what you're going to find.
Yeah, that all sounds terrific. Sitting out on the water all day, that's it. Well, listen, enough dreaming about beautiful scenery and enough talking about fun vacations. We have to turn our attention back to what's going on
fun.
here. No, the Wisconsin Senate is trying to kill our fun. They're still hoping to vote for this $1.8 billion surplus bill approval. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I could speak for all of us. Let it go. But what's your opinion on this? What do you think about the Senate trying to get us to re-vote for that, or them to re-vote for that proposed bill? You can get a hold of us, 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. We'll talk to you about that after this. She's Jamie Martinson. I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak on the Civic Media Network.
Got sound from Tony Evers getting upset with Diane Hesselbein.
Yeah, you couldn't hear that you were just talking over the extra.
What's up?
No, Jamie was just talking over the...
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
I know you can't hear it.
Well, I had the...
Oh, you had our mics off?
Yeah, I always mute.
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we got audio. We'll talk about it. What the hell?
I just think it's hilarious because I thought this was a done deal.
Yeah, let it go.
Diane Hesselbein this week was like, it's not. And now LeMahieu is like, no, we only need like one more vote. Oh, okay. And then Evers was able to.
But now there'll be an up. Well, save it for the show, Brian.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. I'll save it for the show. Brian, I told you, save it for the show.
Brian, save it for the show.
I'm looking at a picture of a pontoon boat on this lake, and I can't. That's all I can think of. In the little cabin, and then the restaurant, and she ran down those specials. And I'm like, I like seafood buffets and prime rib. I like cheap pizza.
When she said the pontoon boats they have, your face was like, oh.
It's beautiful. Northern
Here's the
Pines
thing.
is beautiful.
I don't think I can tip a pontoon boat.
Now, I have to tell you,
if you run back and forth enough, maybe.
Lena is awesome because when Park Falls was first purchased, engineering had to go up there and basically like gut their studios and put in all new studios.
Yeah.
And Lena was actually on her own vacation, came back and opened up her cabin so that the engineering crew had a place to stay on Butternut. So she was fantastic. And yeah, it's beautiful.
I was also surprised looking at the map how big Butternut Lake is. I don't
It's
know why
big.
I hear Butternut and I'm like, oh, that's cute. It's going to be
Yeah.
a pond, really? It's like I could throw something across it.
No, it's a
Nope.
big lake.
It's a
Butternut's
big lake.
beautiful too. The town itself is really lovely, and there's a lot of really cool artists who live in Butternut.
Really?
So there's like really cool little artist shops, and yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah, it's
What am I
beautiful up
doing?
there.
Molly screwing up my summer with her wedding.
Damn kids.
Damn kids having
kids.
to do things like weddings.
Kids are good for nothing but trouble. That's what they're good for.
Decide she's got to get married.
Destination wedding. Why not destination?
10 seconds. 10 seconds to we're back.
Want to join in on the conversation? Call or text 855-75-CIVIC. Now back to Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Civic Media Network. It is 22 minutes after 8. We're glad that you decided to join us today. I'm Jamie Martinson.
And good morning. Welcome. I'm Brian Noonan. This is, once again, and here's our question for you. Should the Wisconsin Senate just let the spending bill go? You voted on it. You said no. Then the Fiscal Bureau came out and said, well, guess what? It's going to actually cost us a ton of money. Should they just drop it? 855-75-CIVIC, 855-752-4842. Well, the Wisconsin Senate Republicans, much like our current administration, will not let things go. They said they could bring back the $1.8 billion tax and spending package if 2 more Republican senators change their votes and support the proposal. We were this close.
Don't you remember just a few days ago, though, when Senate Minority Leader Dianne Hesselbein basically said that there was no plans for a second vote?
No plans. We're not coming back. There's not going to be a special session. Put a cork in it. It's done. Well, the bill narrowly failed in the Senate last month after 3 Republican senators voted against it. So now a Marquette poll found that 80% of Wisconsin voters support the proposal, but that is misleading, right, Jamie?
Yes. It is very misleading, simply because I think I'm going to say that when this poll was actually done, 80% approved it. And then a few days later, we found out through a budget analysis what it would do to the state deficit, which was put the deficit into the red by more than this $2 billion surplus, by about $1 billion more. So about $3.5 billion into debt is where the state would go because of this particular bill. Then when Marquette redid that poll, the number of people who supported it went down to 69%. And at face value, it seemed like a really good deal, right? There were going to be rebate checks that were going to go out to Wisconsin residents, maybe a couple $100 here or there. And then, of course, it looked like there was going to be some short-term funding for the schools. I know for some people, it did not go deep enough because it really affected special education. And let's be clear, this would have been a Band-Aid on a long-going problem.
Of course.
But at face value, it looked like there was maybe something here until budget analysis dug much deeper. And then it turns out that it was the governor, Tony Evers, Speaker of the House, Robin Vos, and then Majority Leader, Devin LeMahieu, who basically put this bill together on their own with no support from any of the members of either party, which is why Democrats then were not accepting of this bill.
They didn't like it. And it didn't fix the problem in total.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing was getting done.
No.
Nothing was going to get done. And again, I'm a big enough guy to admit when it first came out, I was all for it.
It looked like a good deal.
I was like, this is how you negotiate. And yes, I know all the problems. We got all these big problems, but let's short term. And then when presented with new evidence, I'm unlike a MAGA voter. I am able to look at new evidence and say, oh, let me analyze this. And I changed my mind. And so now, no, you don't. This is not going to work.
No, it's not. And what I think is fascinating about this is even though Minority Leader Hesselbein is saying, no, there's a no-go on this bill, it's a non-starter. Now we know that if two senators change their votes, the Senate could reconvene and then potentially send this vote to the governor for consideration. Because if 2 more Republicans decide to change their vote, they have enough to pass it. Now, Hesselbein this week said that Democrats are open to future compromise discussions. They want more certainty as a group about the state's projected budget surplus before they approve any sort of major tax cut and spending commitments. Governor Evers actually responded to Dianne Hesselbein, not directly, through an interview, and here's what he had to say.
I have not, in any time recently, I have not. And I doubt if their leader is saying no way, my guess is it's going to be no way because she controls what people get to do. You know, who's going to be head of the Joint Finance Committee on the Senate side, and I'm sure she's given promises there. She gives promises just like other leaders do. I haven't spent a lot of time doing that, but that's what happens in the legislature. And I'm sure she's got people wrapped around her finger by giving them jobs that they want.
First of all, somebody should tell the governor not to play in traffic. I'm very worried about his safety. It sounded like trucks were zipping by.
Road.
Oh my gosh! I was like, Tony, get out! Watch out! Oh, somebody get the governor off the street.
He was near a road. He was under a grassy on a grassy knoll under a tree, but near a road.
No,
so that's where you're hearing the background.
grassy knolls either. No political figure should be on a grassy knoll.
No, they should not. This is probably about the equivalent of Tony Evers ever shots fired kind of saying, right?
Yeah.
Like that's essentially all you're going to get from him. But for Tony, that was a pretty bold statement. He doesn't usually criticize members of his party. And in this particular case, we've talked about this on the show. I don't know why this particular bill. I still don't understand why this governor is choosing, who has been very measured in his responses and done a very good job of being a steward of Wisconsin and trying to fix the finances. I don't know why why this is the bill he has his flag on the hill kind of thing. I don't understand.
Fighting for it in a crazy way, and none of them, and by them Evers, Voss, and LeMahieu, have addressed the fiscal report that came out after. It hasn't come up, which doesn't make any sense because prior to that, boy, they were hammering on the surplus and they were hammering on how much it's going to save and how much money we have, and they haven't said one word about this report, either to confirm it and address it or deny it. They haven't done anything, which is very, Parker, sus. I'm using that correctly? Yes.
It is sus.
Thank you. So it's very, very sus. When we come back, speaking of sus, the president is backing college sports. Why? We'll figure it out. And Frank and Parker. Parker's a big sports guy. We'll get their perspectives on it after this. I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak.
I'm Jamie Martinson. It's 8:29 right now. Thank you for listening to the Civic Media Network.
All right.
What's in it for Trump? That's what I don't get. What's his angle?
Oh, no, I don't. I quite genuinely, I don't think that there's anything.
It's bipartisan legislation, too. And Ted Cruz actually helped draft this bill, which also makes me a little
brother.
No, makes it a little suspect.
I think it's pretty legit, actually.
Okay.
Save your tape.
Save it.
Save it.
Just zip
well,
it.
When you,
zip it.
I was just going to say when you get.
Stocking.
I was just going to say when you get Nick Saban on Capitol Hill testifying, it's a big deal.
Zip it. Everybody
I have
zip.
So much to say right now, and I'm
good. Then I'm going to lay down.
I'm just going to be quiet.
Well, I saw this one pop up yesterday. I was like, it's interesting. And then we have Frank and Parker, who are really big sports guys. So this is perfect on a Friday.
All right, Frank. I'll ask for your opinion. I'm planning a pour of one of my good ones to celebrate this week being over later today.
Mm-hmm.
Do I go Eagle Rare?
Okay.
Do I go Antique 107? Or do I go Rare Breed?
How big would you say this was?
It's not birth of a child big. It's just been a long, strenuous, more mentally taxing than physically taxing, and it's ending well.
I would go
primarily
Eagle Rare.
A relief.
Eagle Rare sounds good.
I would go Eagle Rare.
All right. I was thinking that. It had come down. I like the Rare Breed, but I was going it was coming down to Eagle Rare or Antique 107.
I think it's bigger than a Rare Breed.
Yeah.
Antiques for a really special.
Antiques really, yeah.
Once that bottle's gone, I don't know when you're finding another one.
I don't know, man. It's stuff's starting to show up. Well, I'll go down there. I'll have to go to Kentucky. Boo-hoo.
True.
How sad. And get an alligator. They sell them right there.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Yeah. I'm finding my newly acquired interest in bourbon. I had to go to this graduation party last week where I didn't know anybody but the host and one other person, and I hate small talk, but this host always makes a giant vat of old fashions. And so and they're great. So as I was having my old fashioned or pouring one, I heard two guys talking about beer and whiskey. And I was like, these are guys I could talk to.
I'm the guy.
So I started talking. I said, what are we doing?
What's going on?
What's going on? Is this what they want now, us to talk about bourbon? And so we did. It turned out then one of the guys followed the page, the podcast page and all that. But it was not, I was like, something we can bond over. And I was not embarrassed to say, listen, I don't know much. I'm just learning. I'm having fun. And so then the broadcaster in me, then I can just ask questions. And it looks like I'm having a conversation, but I'm really just interviewing people. And then little things come out, and it came out, I talked about stand-up, and I talked about working at the museum. They asked those questions. And then I hear the guy I'm talking to's wife, who is the mother of the host's daughter's boyfriend, long story. But I heard her go, she pointed at me, and she goes to him, this guy's really interesting. And I was like, I'm the most interesting man in the world.
No idea.
Baby, if I told you stories, you'd leave your husband.
Hey, there's Brian Noonan. He's on the radio.
He's done stand-up, and he's been here, and he drinks bourbon. He's an interesting man.
He's the most
and then the host goes,
radio.
He really is. So
did Debbie go, yeah, he's real interesting.
No, Debbie wasn't there. Debbie wasn't there, so it was like I really was solo.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
I'm pretty cool.
You want to see how it? Yes, and that lasted until I got to the car. But, for a moment, I was like, damn, I guess I might be interesting. Only because I didn't stay in one job forever. I haven't been able to hold a job. Right. So I'm very interesting.
we got 15 seconds till we're back.
Solid and better than expected. It's Daybreak with Brian and Jamie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. You're listening to the Civic Media Network. If you're in Appleton and Oshkosh, listening on WISS. We're in Eau Claire, listening on 93.5 The Tap, or in Hayward on WBZH. Thank you so much for having us on. We do appreciate it. I am Jamie Martinson.
And my name's Brian Noonan, and I always wonder why I say my name. Not my name, but anyway, hi. Welcome. You want to jump in? I'm having an internal struggle, and I shouldn't do it with you.
It's okay.
It's all with me. But Frank, our executive producer, and Parker, our technical producer, are joining us for this because it involves sports. And Frank is a former sports station programmer, huge sports fan. Parker hosts a show on the weekends that runs about 187 times during the week called, Hot Takes with Parker,
make the call.
The Beardless Prognosticator. What's the name of your show?
Oh,
Make
no,
the call.
We're going to have to rename the show now.
We are going to have to rename the show. It's much different now.
So we're glad you guys are joining us because President Trump has endorsed the Protect College Sports Act of 2026. Now, I didn't know college sports was in danger, but it's a bipartisan bill. It's aimed at creating nationwide rules for college athletics as schools, athletes, and conferences navigate the rapidly changing NIL landscape. The legislation would limit athletes to one penalty-free transfer, cap college eligibility at 5 years, prohibit former professional athletes from competing in college sports, and establish a rule preventing schools from hiring another team's head coach before that coach's season is complete. Now, I thought some of those rules were already in place. It will also provide additional antitrust protections for the NCAA, address conference realignment issues, and create new guidelines for how conferences negotiate and sell media agreements. The president said college sports have become increasingly difficult to manage because of lawsuits, NIL deals, transfer portal movement, and rising costs, warning that schools could face financial strain without clearer national standards. We know that's been a big conversation at UW-Madison. It's been a big conversation all over, trying to get money brought in so that schools can navigate this NIL stuff. A lot of it I don't understand. The transfer portal I don't get. But so we'll turn to the host of Make the Call and our own curmudgeonly sports expert, Frank. Guy, can you boil this down? What's the deal? What are we doing?
Parker, go ahead.
Civility.
While we were off in the break, we were saying that you guys are kind of suspicious a little bit of this, and what's the motivation?
Yeah, what's the motivation?
Honest to God, I think that this is exactly why Donald Trump wanted to be president.
To fix college sports?
Yes, I honestly do. Because I think that it matters to him so much that he gets to host the World Cup this year, that he gets to host the Olympics in a couple of years. I think that stuff is so important to him. He's at all of these different sporting events all the time. I think he genuinely really cares about college sports. And that's what he's doing this for.
Is it partly because it endears him to that fan base?
That's
right,
what
especially in the southern states, because obviously this is going to involve some of those really big colleges who have some of the top athletes, right? And so those are the ones who get picked up in a lot of the times in the portals that they're transferring because they want more opportunities. And I think, to Parker's point, it endears the president a little bit to that particular fan base a little bit more, and I think that's what it is. We've seen him actually go to some of these events where he gets booed, right? If you're trying to fix college sports, to what Parker's saying, does it make you a more likable character for those fans that booed you?
I knew there was something cooking, and you guys bring up a good point. I don't think it will. I think the college sports fans are looking at this, and if their school is benefiting from the transfer portal, or if they have boosters and alumni who are given a lot of money that they don't have to deal with NIL, they don't need the president to fix it, and they don't need a bipartisan commission. But it is. I think it's not a government issue. I don't believe.
No.
I think it's up to the NCAA to work on it and figure it out, and they better figure it out fast because it's not going anywhere. And I don't know. I think having pro athletes not play in college makes sense. I think limiting college, the eligibility requirement of 5 years, that makes sense. I don't know how I don't know how to fix the transfer portal because I don't understand it. I do think kids.
It doesn't make sense.
I do think athletes should be able to make some money. I'm a fan of NIL just because the universities make so much money off of, especially the primary sports, but it does help lesser sports down the aisle. So I'm good with all that. But so what's going to change, Frank? What does this proposed act do that isn't already being done?
Basically puts everybody on a level playing field in theory, because right now with NIL and
did Frank freeze?
Remember when this was introduced? No. My God, this is going to become the wild, wild west. Because can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze for a minute.
You froze for just a second.
Of course. We knew this was going to become the wild, wild west when this was proposed, because there's every conference does something differently, right? We saw this during COVID where the commissioner wouldn't come in, or the president of the NCAA didn't say, here's how the schedules are going to look. The SEC had a different number of games than the Big Ten. There's not one unifying factor for this. And now,
from what I understand, to your point, that's the problem the Big Ten and SEC are having with this bill, is because it isn't addressing all of the differences from state to state. And they're saying that it could create all of these new legal disputes and may not actually provide the flexibility for college athletes so that they can adapt to any of these changes. They're also concerned because this particular bill includes provisions that would prevent Big Ten and the Big Ten and SEC.
That's their This is their
from
actual
expanding.
problem, Jamie.
Yes.
This is their issue. The Big Ten and the SEC view themselves as better than every other conference.
Yeah.
There's in Division I football, there are multiple divisions.
They wouldn't be able to become a super league is essentially what they want to do, correct? If I understand this correctly.
And now they're starting to mess with how TV deals are set up, which is what the root of everything is.
Yes.
If you follow the money, it's the TV deal. That's what it really all comes down to. It's not about the players getting paid. I think this will be good because, like, what I was going to say about NIL is we've passed name, image, and likeness. NIL deal can now mean endorsement from a car dealership to bring in a 5-star recruit that's going to transfer out. Now, when that's first started happening, everybody in the sports world said, this is really bad.
Yeah.
This needs to be fixed. And you even have Nick Saban speaking up on it, who was infamously had multiple bag men that would come and drop off illegal money to recruits, allegedly.
Frank.
Yeah, he just testified. Part of the bipartisan effort with this is Senator Ted Cruz. They held hearings in Washington earlier this week on this particular bill. Nick Saban was one of the main individuals who was testifying in front of the Senate committee. There were several people at that particular table, but Nick Saban got a majority of the questions as somebody who has been involved as a coach for not only college level, but also professional level. So obviously the senators had a lot of questions directed specifically for Nick Saban.
What's keeping the NCAA from actually, they love to pretend they're in charge with all different other kind of minor situations. Why are they so hesitant to sit everybody down and go, this is how it's going to be? We're going to, even if they gerrymander the maps a little, to go, okay, the conferences can't be, you can't make the Big Ten into 14 teams. It just doesn't make sense. And I know that's an old argument, but it's still the same thing. It's like, how do these, and is Missouri really in the Southeast? I don't think so. So, the SEC is a powerhouse division. The Big Ten's a powerhouse division, but why can't the NCAA do something? Why won't they?
Here's something that I uncovered a couple of years ago when this
investigative
was all first,
reporting.
Yes, well, it's not even investigative. I don't think many people think about it. The NCAA, we've found out the NCAA really doesn't have any control over college football.
No,
they
don't.
Go look at the national championship. That is not an NCAA sanctioned event.
No.
It's true.
It's ESPN. It's the TV deals. They crown the national champion. The NCAA doesn't do it. They have no say in anything. If the Big Ten wants to do something or the SEC wants to do something, they're going to do it because they can make a ton of money off of it, and the NCAA can just take a step back and go, oh, okay. They have no power. They may over college hockey. They may have over college soccer, even basketball. That's an NCAA sanctioned event. They all get the same rectangular trophy at the end. College football playoff trophy, go look at it. Drastically different. NCAA has no power in this, and they've watched it slip every single year.
Can I ask you a question? We're talking about some of the big schools, and so I look at Wisconsin in general. Obviously, we're talking about UW and Madison. Is there any potential for this affecting some of the smaller colleges as well?
If there's more guardrails up, in theory, it could protect a school like Madison, who's drastically been hit by the NIL Wild West, because there aren't enough people ponying up the money that, let's take Indiana, for example, when you have alumni like Mark Cuban, who's just going to pump FU money into the program just because he can, because why not? And they're winning national champions. A place like Wisconsin, it's already tough enough with the cold weather that you have, trying to get these big 5-star recruits to go somewhere cold.
Yeah.
And if you can't pay them, you have no shot.
Yeah.
So if there are more guardrails up, Wisconsin could benefit from that.
So then, with all that being said, are you for this legislation or no? Or will it matter?
I think most of it I'm on board with. I think the 5-year cap on eligibility, I think that gets a little dicey when you start looking at medical red shirts. My roommate in college his senior year tore his ACL in spring practice and missed his senior year, wasn't able to go to the combine and possibly go to the NFL because he was at a mid-major school and didn't have tape for his senior year, and people weren't going to take a gamble on him. And the NCAA denied him a medical red shirt. So
Parker,
I think that's where it gets really dicey, and I wouldn't agree with that portion. I think the TV deal thing's not going to go through.
Yeah.
I think the transfer stuff, yes, really good. I think coaches shouldn't be able to just go to a school once bowl season starts. If you're in the playoff, Lane Kiffin shouldn't have to go to LSU before he finishes his season.
Right.
Yeah. Parker, what's your take? Are you for this bill, against this bill? What do you think?
Largely for it. I think that this would stabilize the sport a lot, and I think that college sports fans, frankly, are just exhausted from trying to follow it all. It's so hard to follow with all the transfers and everything, and the eligibility has gotten ridiculous with some of it. Some people are playing for like 8 years.
Yeah, that's no good. College is a 4-year, maybe 5-year deal. That's But all right, hey, guess what? It's Friday. Guess what else? We're almost done, which means it's time to leave you on a high note. Dairyland Diaries is coming up next. Yeah, I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak.
I'm Jamie Martinson, 848. You're listening to the Civic Media Network.
Thank you, boys.
All right.
It's so
you,
hard
guys.
to encapsulate that in 15 minutes because I have so much to say and so
I know.
many avenues to
It's
go
really
down.
deep.
Because it's
Maybe you
such
have
a
him on,
convoluted issue.
Maybe you have him on touch the ball, play the field. What's
I
your
love
show
that you
called?
come up with a new name for it every time. That's part of the bit.
It is the bit.
God.
You got to commit, Frank, to the bit.
What's that show you do? Drop third strike or something? I don't know. It's just a different sports term.
Infield
Run
fly
to
rule.
first.
What is it?
Yeah.
What's it? Red card? What's the name of your
It's the
show?
1-point safety.
It's make the call. But okay.
It's really fun now that it's also, I find it hilarious and the irony that you have a lot of Republicans wanting more government interference instead of a free market in NCAA football because they care about the students.
Yeah, okay. No, it's business in your state.
Yeah, you don't care about the students.
Sure.
How long did you fight to let college athletes get paid?
Right.
That's not the purity of the sport. I'm surprised that's not your take, Frank.
The purity of the sport, this was never a pure sport to begin with.
No,
if you actually looked into it was the least pure sport out there. Yeah, it's all backdoor, shady deals.
Yep.
Ed Orgeron even said on a podcast, he said the difference between recruiting now and recruiting back then is I don't have to leave the money at the back door. I can go right in through the front door. Everything's out in the open.
Yep. Yeah, there was always a mom who needed something or a job or a car magically shows up or where'd that duffel bag come from? I don't know. What's in it? I don't know.
Hey, we'd like you to come to Wisconsin. Okay, well, Ohio State and Urban Meyer is giving us $50,000 to sign. So, okay.
Yeah. Well, we run an ethical program here. So
this would be really good for the smaller schools. And I'm not talking like other division. I'm talking like MAC schools. I think this would be really good for them.
Talons up,
Mr.
baby.
Plow,
Bowling Green.
Mr. Plow King says we should have a pro cornhole chat.
I love cornhole.
I do too.
Cornhole's the best.
It's the only sport where you get better if you're holding a beer.
I don't call it cornhole, though. I don't know where'd that name
bags.
come from. Bags. Yeah.
Did you know that this show is on the homepage of the website?
No.
Our show?
Our show?
Yeah, it's like big block right at the top.
During
right.
the hour,
Premiere show.
or while we're on, it is.
We anchor the network.
Yeah.
Stop
Interesting. I had no idea.
Jamie, we're a big deal. I don't know if you've known that. I don't know if anybody's told you.
I don't know if your mom has told you lately. I'm very interesting.
Hey, big deal. 10 seconds to her back.
Flip that.
We're going to milk this for all it's worth. It's Dairyland Diaries, a look at local stories around Wisconsin.
It's 8:52 right now. I hope I'm supposed to talk. I don't have audio. When music plays over StreamYard. Okay, all right. I was like, I think I'm supposed to talk right now.
Yeah, we're jumping around.
We are jumping around. I wouldn't know that because it's dead silence on my end. I don't know, for some reason when I'm remote, my music, I can't hear music. It's a thing, but here we are. It is time for Dairyland Diaries. This is where we focus on some of the non-political but really great stuff happening all throughout the state of Wisconsin. It's one of our very favorite segments. We love this one.
Yeah, because it does leave us in a good mood to end the week. And also, I got to say, please, if you don't watch the stream every once in a while for the show within the show, Parker will on air. Let's be honest, he's okay. But when we're in the show within a show, sometimes he lands them, and I about literally fell out of my chair. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to ruin it. You gotta come in and join. That's all. All right, let's get to some Dairyland Diaries. This, for a certain section of Wisconsin and the populace, this is going to be a huge deal. The World Pinball Championship is coming to De Pere this weekend. 80 of the top-ranked competitive pinball players on the planet, a sentence I never thought I'd have to fit on my business card. They represent about more than 20 countries, will keep their eye on the ball as they battle it out this weekend at District 82 Pinball for the 21st Annual Flipper Pinball Association's World Pinball Championship.
Wow.
Cue the who. Here we go. They all have supple wrists. We know that, Jamie.
Yes.
For District 82, the arcade that opened in 2018, hosting the most prestigious event in competitive pinball, is a bonanza of all bonus points. I've got it.
Wow.
This story is filled with things I never thought a competitive pinball world. I did not know. It's like being chosen as the host city for the Super Bowl, they say. The tournament bounces back and forth between cities in Europe and the United States. Austria hosted the last one, with the host site selected a couple of years in advance. It's likely a once-in-a-lifetime honor for District 82, which is home to one of the largest tournament-quality pinball collections in the country. Now, you may be saying, how do people get invited? Well, they earn an invitation to compete in the championship based on their ranking from tournaments throughout the year. Some of them spend years traveling internationally and competing in hundreds of events in hopes of making it to the championship. This weekend's group is made up of men and women of all ages and includes Appleton's own Neil Graff. He's our odds-on favorite. Parker, you should cover this on What's My Line, your big sports show. So make sure you're doing that.
I'll be there.
Play-by-play.
District 82 has more than 100 pinball machines, ranging from 70s classics to new introductions, themes like Kiss and Godzilla, the Flintstones, and Dolly Parton. Tournament directors selected 66 machines that will be played, 22 from 3 different eras, ensuring that the champ will have to be good at every area to win. This sounds like a
super awesome.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not good at pinball. I've played excessively over the years, but I would like to see what competitive pinball looks like.
I think this would be super, super fun to check out. Again, just in De Pere, so not even that far if you're in Wisconsin. And then this story, this one's just creepy, but kind of cool at the same time. Giant bugs are taking over Milwaukee County Zoo in a new exhibit. Powerful pollinators have taken over the zoo for the summer and early fall. As part of this exhibit, when you visit, you can expect to see more than 20 enlarged animatronic models of the tiny critters that run our ecosystem. systems. There is going to be a climbable structure and photo ops with larger-than-life bees, beetles, and other bugs, at least according to a statement from the zoo. Now, if you visit, you can also collect limited pollinator trading cards. Ooh, this is like Garbage Pail Kid cards way back in the day. So that you can unlock rewards with return visits and returns throughout the summer. Now, featured pollinators include the only bee protected by the Federal Endangered Species Act, the rusty-patched bumblebee,
Boy, I feel bad. I just squashed one of those.
as well as the goldenrod crab spider, the red-band leafhopper, and the hummingbird clearwing moth. Oh, those things are really neat to see when you see them floating around.
I have not heard of any of these, but they all, by their name alone, I'm like, I got to find out what a red-banded leafhopper is.
Like, I need to check these out. Now, if you want more information and a little bit more fun on these bugs, the zoo is also going to hold activity series days from 10 until 2. That's Wednesday, every Wednesday until Labor Day. These days feature expanded interactive content, which is really great for kids between the ages of 3 to 9. Zoos, when you are a parent and you have young kids, it is what you do. You hang out and the kids have a great time.
Were your kids ever into bugs? Was
no,
that their thing?
Dexter was into frogs. That's what Dexter was into. Dexter was my frog kid. We had a window well where critters hopped in all the time, and every morning he'd come in all gloved up with this new critter to show me and shove in my face at 6 a.m. because he'd find it in the window well. Here, Mom, look at this. Oh
my
honey,
God.
That's a rat. You should probably take that outside. That actually happened.
Your son was Robert F. Kennedy back in the day, just grabbing snakes and rats and toads.
We called him Steve Irwin. We were like, what are you? Like, what? Seriously, what are you right now?
I like that he had no fear, though. That's pretty cool.
He did not. He would glove up even, and he'd go out there with his little hat, his jammies, and bring me in a critter at 6 a.m. It was something, because it was a deep window well, so every night there was something new in there.
Something was in there. Oh,
yeah.
Geez. And would he climb into the window well, or?
Oh, yeah, because he could just step right down into it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, he'd step right in. He'd pick it up with his little gloves, and then he'd bring it inside to show his mommy, which was very lovely, and I'm glad I taught him to share.
Yes,
some things your kids should not share.
Nice. No, and I know dinosaur kids. I haven't met a bug kid, but we've got some bugs. Real quick, Onalaska is a grand opening of their expansion at Dash Park. It includes a splash park, so if you're in Onalaska today, they're having a big ribbon cutting. That's Dairyland Diaries. Ending the week on an uplifting, positive note, whether it's giant bugs or pinball wizards, we bring it all to you here on Daybreak. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for listening this week. I'm Brian Noonan. This is Daybreak.
I'm Jamie Martinson. Thank you again for another week. We will be back on Monday on the Civic Media Network.
I'm done.
All right. Live stream.
Bye, live stream.
Bye, live stream.
Thank you.